Coming to you this afternoon from the Stockton Arena, 209 Fan Appreciation Night. How would you drive down the, let's see, would you take 5 down?
The 5. Well, you know, anytime I come to Stockton, it's a great time. These are my people down here.
Right.
Started off the day at Mercedes-Benz of Stockton, hollered at them, and did some video shoots with them, said what's up to, you know, Jason and Ken and Dante and Jane over there, spent some time with them. Then moseyed my way over here.
It was probably hard to leave, right?
It was. Dude, I was sitting in all these $200,000 cars. I was like, this is more like it for Drapes. That's my life right there. But then I said, you know what? I'm hungry. I'm starving. I need something to eat. Yeah. So I had to stop at my guy Drew's spot. It's called Louie's on Main Street. Go check it out in Stockton. Got me a little ribeye sandwich. So during the commercial breaks, I'm going to be digging in.
All right.
And so I wasn't late. But I wasn't early. How about that? I wasn't early.
Showtime
I was on time. Exactly. I was on time.
Drapers rule. Showtime is on time.
So, yeah, man, I'm excited to be down here, man. It's, you know, these are my people out here, man. You know, Stockton. And I hear it's going to be a great crowd for the game tonight against Sioux Falls Skyforce. So, no, I'm looking forward to it, man.
This is my first time in the building, and it's very, very
nice.
What?
A legend like yourself?
Very nice arena.
A legend like yourself? Yeah. I've actually been here, and I'm sure Jay knows this too, for cheer events too. It hasn't just been for basketball events. You know, my daughter have cheer competitions down here, so it's probably my 5th or 6th time down in this venue.
Saw you on TV last night when they showed Doug. It's like, hey.
Oh yeah, I was right there.
Yeah. So you were actually in your seat.
Yes. You know, right there on the scorers table, second row. Which was great about that too, Whitey, is I actually could hear what people were saying. Usually when I'm calling the game, I got the headset on. And so I can't really hear. I can't hear the conversation between the players, the officials, and everything like that. And so I actually got to hear that last night, and it was a great vantage point.
Tough one for the Kings, but they made that run. They made their presence felt with that, 16-0 run?
Yeah, 16-0, and that place was electric in the third. Yeah. I mean, that place was rocking. My boy Keegan Murray coming alive as well, knock it down, you know, what was it, 9 threes, I think, for the game, 10 threes for the team in that third quarter. But OKC is a different level, man. You know, even without 3 of their top 8-9 guys, they still are a problem.
You know what I was keeping track of informally during the first quarter, especially, just
what?
The quality of shots. Okay, Kings hit a shot. How good of a shot was that? It was okay. And Oklahoma City, wow, that's a good shot.
That's a big problem for us, Whitey. I'm going to let you get off your take right here. What you got?
I was just forgetting who's taking it or whether it goes in or not, but how about the quality of the shots? And the Kings still struggling to get those good shots, and Oklahoma City like a well-oiled machine in the half court.
Well, and that's the difference. Even, you know, I was sitting next to Michael Cage last night, the broadcaster for the Oklahoma City Thunder, and
tell me why he didn't text me back.
Oh, he didn't hit you back?
Nah, it's disrespectful.
Oh, Jay, you should. No, you know you got to reach out to me to get the people, big fella.
No, I don't.
But I was sitting next to Michael Cage, and we were talking about that. I said, Michael, look at the shots you guys are getting. Look at the shots we're getting. And it was a difference, you know, and we were hitting contested shots, if you will. You know, they were getting good shots, open looks, open cuts to the basket, open three-pointers. And that goes to tell you, you know, we've been talking about the offense for so long. Our offense is not clicking at a well-oiled machine right now. And so it's something, you know, we got to improve on here over the last 10 games.
How about Doug, though, the night before after that tough loss, of course, to the Celtics? And then Doug says, you know, we would like Keegan to get up 10 threes. We'd like Zach to get up 10 threes. And Keegan last night, he got up 13 threes, and Zach got up 11.
Yes.
Is this the new iteration of the Kings?
It should be. It should be, to be honest with you, because Zach, we know, can knock him down. Keegan talked about it afterwards. He's feeling locked in and feeling, you know, in rhythm right now. And so why not, man? And so I actually thought the offense moved better yesterday. There was more ball movement to it. To me, it seemed like the defense is where we were let down, if you will.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, man, here you go, Whitey. Let me help you out.
Thank you.
People on the YouTube are like, where Drapes and Whitey at? Where Drapes? Bro, we coming here. Calm down, man. You know what I mean? People want it. No, but I thought the defense sort of let us down at times
Yes.
in that game. And so, it's a lot to unpack, man. A lot to unpack.
Kings hanging on in ninth place right now as we speak.
Yeah,
Dallas
by half a
with the
game.
loss. Yeah,
half a game.
Right. Although, remember, there is no tie like with the Clippers. Excuse me, not the Clippers. Dallas Kings have that tiebreaker.
Yeah, they got that.
So it's really not a half.
It's really a game and a half.
Right.
You know.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. So we're in good shape, and let's be honest. This was the toughest part of the schedule for the Sacramento Kings, and we understand they got to get wins. And I went on a rant yesterday about that, but things do lighten up, and here they are during this 7-game homestand, Whitey, 2-4. They have a chance to go 3-4 with a win against Portland on Thursday. I said I needed to see 4-3. If you get to 3-4 with that schedule, it's not the end of the world. So my question is this. Yeah. I'm listening to our boy Alan Stiles.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm looking at social media. Losses to Milwaukee, Boston, and OKC means we got embarrassed and like the season's a failure. We went into those games thinking we were going to lose those games. So what a lot of people thought was going to happen, happened. So what changed from today versus a week ago, Whitey? Honestly, in terms of the outlook for the season.
Honestly, a great swath of the fan base has kind of lost faith in this team. Not kind of, I shouldn't qualify. They've lost faith in this team. Last night, I noticed, end of the half, not a good half for the Kings. I thought I was sitting next to Chris. We're wondering, are there going to be any boos? There were no boos because so many fans right now have just kind of grown numb to it. And I was listening to Alan today, too. I listen to Alan every day.
Sorry to hear that.
And there's a lot of talk about, from fans like, well, I think what we need to do in the offseason. And it's like, wait, what?
We ain't even there yet.
I know. I know.
So and that's my point, Whitey. It's like, what has changed in terms of the outlook for the rest of this season from last week when we beat Cleveland? You lost to a good Milwaukee team, great Boston team, great OKC teams. To me, how I felt about this team a week ago is the same. Mm-hmm. Can they get hot? And yes, I think they can. Can they win a playing game? Can they win 2? I still think they can. Obviously, talking about winning the playoff series, that's, down the line. But we talked about it yesterday. Just getting into the playoffs, that's an accomplishment. And do I still think they can do that? Yes, I think they could beat Phoenix. I think they could beat Minnesota for one game. Alan's starting off his show talking about a 7-game playoff series, and they're going to get embarrassed by OKC. So what? It may happen. We got to get there first, and I still believe, Whitey, we can get there despite losing to Boston and OKC.
Drapes, I'm old school, really old school. So as I said yesterday, I'm still clinging to the notion of, hey, it'd be nice to get a winning season this year. I think now you gotta go like 7-3 or something. So it's doable, but it's not gonna be easy to finish with 42 wins.
Well, it's not going to be, especially with a 6-game road trip coming up, and we got to be realistic about it. There are some winnable games, but we'll probably drop one that we probably should have won. You know what I mean? And so I'm not even looking at necessarily a winning record. More so, I'm looking at, are you playing good basketball going into the play-in tournament? Can you win a play-in game or 2 to get to the top 8? Because if you do that, regular season record doesn't matter anymore. Our goal now is to try, and Doug Christie talked about it. He said at the half, we're going to see this team in the first round. You know what I mean? Like, so they'll think, right, exactly. They're still thinking the playoffs are a hope, and technically they are. It's, what are you doing there, man?
I'm getting a picture.
Picture of Jay?
Yeah, with what? See what's behind him? The big J. See that?
Oh, okay.
See that?
All right, I didn't know that.
Right
I didn't know that. Okay, no wonder he set us up over here. No wonder. Where the K at? You know what I mean? Seriously, K could have worked for both of us too.
That's right. That's right.
Well, such a K. Damn, you're right about that.
Yeah. I had a little bit of trouble getting in here, but that's okay. That happens. I know you guys got right in.
Yeah, easy peasy. As I'm sweating over here from walking around the building 3 times trying to find my way in.
Yeah,
but
what a nice facility with the yard, the ball yard right across the street.
Man, I have been down here so many times. I didn't even realize the ballpark was right there.
Really?
Yeah, because I come at night and I don't see it. You know what I mean? I just go right in the garage. I come at night. Mm-hmm. And so when I was getting directions here, I was like, where the Stockton Ports parking lot at? They're like, oh, the stadium is right next to, Stockton Arena. I was like, really? I thought it was, some far. And so, no, it's beautiful down here, man. Beautiful.
Mm-hmm. And so while the Kings are scrapping and clawing, trying to get into the playoffs, the Stockton Kings, they clinched a playoff spot last night.
Yes, sir. We're going to give them their love, man. Not only that, 3 in a row, is it? Or 3 or 4 straight playoff appearances for the Stockton Kings. And so we're going to have a couple of special guests. And here's the thing about the Stockton Kings, and I came down to a game earlier this season. These are the guys that you could see on the big league club.
Right.
Keon Ellis a couple of years ago. Isaac Jones as well. Mason Jones. And so there's some good Scal. Exactly. We saw Scal earlier this year. He's out here tonight. Terry, and so there's a lot of guys, a lot of talent that's coming out of here in Stockton and around the league as well. The G League isn't just for guys that aren't good enough in the league. It's here to develop guys so that they can get to the league. And
we're going to talk, among others, today to the coach of the Kings, the Stockton Kings, Quinton Crawford.
Yeah, he's done a hell of a job.
Jersey guy, and I'm hoping he's not an Eagles fan.
I'm sure he is.
We may have to look into that before we formally approve the appearance.
Yes.
So we got that and more coming up today. By the way, fun fact, doing a little check-in here and what's going on. Have you seen what Mason Jones is shooting from the three-point line this year?
No, in the G League? No,
yeah, I got to double-check it because it's like, that can't be right. So we'll double-check that. Come right back with that more to Drive Guys. Then we got Drapes Takes. Right?
Yes, got that coming up.
Coming up next from the Stockton Arena. Drive Guys, Sacktown Sports.
Mike Rowe here with a quick question. Have you noticed a musty smell in your home? I hope not, because damp smells mean that you could have a crawl space problem. That's where Groundworks comes in. They can honestly assess your situation and create a plan to waterproof your crawl space and get to the root cause of the problem. Schedule your free inspection at groundworks.com/row. And while you're there, check out my latest dirty job. It's a good one.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
Big savings are back at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. New Hondas are piling up, and that means big savings for you.
Looking to own or lease? During the spring sales event, drive a brand new Accord or Civic. Visit us today at FolsomLakeHonda.com, your one-stop Honda shop.
As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too.
Folsom Lake Honda.
The following is a test of the emergency alert system. This is only a test.
Your afternoon home for Kings talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
Kyle Draper, Whitey Gleason coming to you today from the Stockton Arena, where tonight the Stockton Kings wrap up the regular season in the G League 209 Fan Appreciation Night, taking on the Sioux Falls Skyforce. Oh, one of the most overrated franchises in the history of professional sports.
Come on, man. Shout out to Sioux Falls, man.
I never cared for him. By the way, I'm glad I looked it up. Mason Jones is shooting very, very, very solid 42.1% from the three-point line. I'd seen some. I don't know if I saw like his numbers from one game or something. I was like, oh, my goodness.
What
so
did
anyway,
it say? You don't
I had him like close to 60.
Oh,
so
yeah.
That can't be right. So anyway,
how many attempts per game is he? Because he's getting them up. I know that.
8.9.
Okay, that's solid.
Yeah. So he's having a fine year. Of course, if you're a Kings fan, a lot of familiar faces running around on the floor here for the Stockton Kings. Last night, Doug Christie, after the game, trying to sound a note of optimism. I wonder if Drapes will do the same here in Drapes Takes. Here we go.
Calm down, Lion. Calm down. Take it easy, man. Just take it easy.
All right, Kings fans, let me start off by saying this. The team we saw last night, and I'm talking about our opponent, Oklahoma City, got to give them credit. They are, in my opinion, the best team in the league. And I know people say, Drapes, well, their record says they are. No, but the eye test says it too. They were missing 3 key contributors last night, and it didn't matter. I'm looking at Alex Caruso dropping 15. He looked like Lakers Caruso against us out there. I'm looking at, obviously, Shea doing whatever he wants to do. Kenrich Williams. How about Jalen Williams knocking down 3 threes?
Not even the good one.
Not even a good one. Exactly. And so I'm not going to overreact to what I saw last night. This is a team, talking about OKC, that's in a different league than us. So I'm going to start Drapes' take off by saying this, Whitey. My opinion of the Sacramento Kings has not changed since the Milwaukee game. Like the Chicago game, you should not have lost. That's the one that hurt. You lose to Giannis in Milwaukee, it happens. Boston, come on, man, it's Boston. OKC, same thing. But all this reaction about because they lost to Boston and OKC, and now there's some epiphany about this team. The team is the same team it was a week ago, Whitey. Mm-hmm. They just played tougher competition. So I'm not going to draw any conclusions about how good or how bad we are based off of the gauntlet, the murderer's row of a schedule we had. We knew going into March it would be difficult. Hell, we got the win against Cleveland. I feel like we got that one and we're playing ahead of. If we would have beat Chicago, it would have been fine. But the Chicago loss is the one that still bothers me out of this whole homestand.
I am 100% on board with you. I'm both feet on the Drapes wagon if they win tomorrow.
If they win,
yes,
exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. You go 3-4 on this homestand, that's what a lot of people thought and expected.
Yeah.
And so there's no reason to jump off the bandwagon or the ship and say, oh, man, blow it up, doomsday. The Kings are still in a position to get what we thought they were, a play-in spot. Now they got to go out there and win the games. Let me start off also by giving love to my guy, Keegan Murray. Keegan Murray was fantastic. 15 shots, 13 threes. And here's the thing that I actually liked about last night, and I wish they would have done it a little bit more, Whitey. I felt like there were times they were actually looking for Keegan. Oh, he hit a couple. Yep. Like tomorrow, I saw a couple of times look for Keegan, passed up a shot. We need to see more of that from the team. Ride the hot guy. It doesn't always have to be Zach or DeMar. Like, they can make the plays to set up other guys. And give shout out to Domantas Sabonis, too. I thought he did some of that as well, looking for Keegan Murray. Keegan is good enough to be a legitimate scorer for us, for our team. We can't have Keegan just be a stand in the corner guy and count on his defense. We need his offense. His shooting opens up the floor, Whitey. Yep. He has to be a key for us over these last 10 games.
I just would say Domantas Sabonis, it's incredible. He played out there. He didn't shoot the ball well.
Yeah.
You know that his ankles bothered him, and he plays through it anyway because what a novel concept. Well, the team's better when I play, and we need to win these games, so I'm playing. I applaud him.
Exactly, and he played 38 minutes.
Yeah.
It wasn't like he was mailing it in or only playing 20 minutes to check the box to get credit for the game or anything like that.
Yeah.
He was out there battling those big fellas out there. I got to talk about Zach LaVine. 7 of 16. He got up 11 3-pointers. I still want to see even more from Zach. I know he had the 7 assists, and there was here's the thing about Zach that I'm noticing. When he hits 1 or 2 shots in a row, then he really starts hunting his shot. I think we need to see that a little bit earlier. I still maintain we aren't running the proper plays. Like, we're not running Zach LaVine plays for him.
Right.
A lot of his stuff is he's creating himself, to be honest with you. And so I think we need to do a better job of somehow incorporating Zach LaVine type plays. What about a double screen for Zach?
Oh,
right.
Welcome to the club. Yeah.
Right? Because I think ultimately, Whitey, Zach LaVine is a finisher.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
He's a guy that you set up and he makes it. Like, he's so efficient, too. Like, we're asking him to be the point guard and the scoring guard as well. That's when he's at his best. We're running plays for him. He's coming off screens. He's working the baseline. I need to see a little more variety of plays from my guy Zach.
He's also, and I know he's been turning the ball over a lot lately, and he's been fumbling the ball.
Yeah.
But he's got great court vision. Some of the passes he's made this year have been really eye-popping. So I'd love to see that, him popping off double screens and then the options I would present for him.
And I'll also say this as an aside, as part of Drapes' take. Zach's dealing with some personal stuff.
Yeah,
in his life.
I think I found out yesterday.
Yeah. So
he's a
people
good
need to
guy.
lay off. People need to lay off a little bit. Give him some grace. Dude, is playing with a lot on his mind and a lot on his plate right now. And so don't just say, "Oh, Zach shot 4 or 15, so trade him and get." Dude's dealing with something right now. He's dealing with some things right now. With that being said, I still would like a little more from our bench. OKC's bench dominated us last night. Outside of Jake LaRavia, and I thought Markelle Fultz, to an extent, gave him some good minutes.
Shooting the ball well 2 nights in a row.
Yes. I thought Markelle and Doug McDermott got it going late, to sort of skew the bench numbers.
Right.
But, Trey Lyles didn't even play last night. Dang, right?
Yeah.
JV played 8 minutes last night. And I understand it's winning time. We're trying to win games. Whitey, I'll pose this to you as part of Drapes' takes. Do you think Doug not relying heavily on the bench outside of Jake LaRavia is because we're trying to win games right now? Games are so important. You want your best players on the court at all times.
Yeah, absolutely. But also, I think they miss Devin Carter. He's gotten to the point where he really trusts Devin Carter. Yeah. And I just think he just didn't have the strength. We saw him in warm-ups last night. He looked okay, but, I don't think he's anywhere near healthy yet.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. And, I would like to see more from our bench. Hopefully Malik comes back. Devin Carter comes back tomorrow. We'll see. But, the bench is supposed to be a strength of ours right now. I want to see us lean into that a little bit more right now. Lastly, I'll bring up my guy, DeMar DeRozan. 4-15, Whitey, only 10 points. But I didn't think he played a bad game. Like, I'm talking from an individual stand. Like, missing shots, that's going to happen. But I actually thought he looked to get off the ball a lot quicker than normal. I thought it was a concerted effort by our team to have a little bit more ball movement. Think about this, Whitey. You only score 105 points, but you get 32 assists.
Right.
You know what I mean? 105 points isn't a lot.
And look at we always talk about the shot distribution.
Yeah.
How even it was.
11 through 15 in that starting lineup.
Yeah.
We had 32 assists on 37 made buckets. Usually an NBA team wants 60 to 70% assist percentage. We were well above that. We were in the 80s range. And so I think there were some encouraging signs. Last take, and it goes back to what Whitey said in the first segment. We got to win tomorrow. Tomorrow is a must win. Honestly, when I think about it, every game against an inferior opponent from here on out, Whitey, is a must win.
Yep.
When we go to Washington, it's a must win. When we go to Charlotte, it's a must win. You got to win those games. And then give yourself hopefully a chance to final 3 games when you come back home. But it starts tomorrow against Portland. You're ahead of them in the standings. You're a better team than them on the season record-wise. Tomorrow is a must-win Sacramento.
Do you think it's possible the Kings stumbled across anything last night that's going to help them? Did they find anything else? Maybe wow, look, we shot 47 threes, and it actually worked for us.
Honestly, I don't think so, Whitey. I don't think there was any revelations. I think we've seen flashes of them play this way, and for some reason, and I said it yesterday, they aren't locked in. Hey, this has to be, and it happened in the Boston game, and it happened at times yesterday against Oklahoma City. It's like we fall asleep, or I watch Oklahoma City, I watch Boston, and as I was leaving last night, I thought, everything they do is with a purpose.
Yeah.
Every pass, every cut, every crash for the read, like everything is like sharp.
Even when you don't have the ball,
right?
You're standing somewhere for a reason.
Yes,
accomplishing something, even when you're doing nothing.
Right, and it just seems like they value every single possession. Maybe, hopefully, that comes out of last night, and we understand that. But, I think we saw what a championship team looks like the last 2 nights.
Yeah.
And so that's Drapes Takes. Ramsey, it's brought to you by
Alsco Uniforms. Discover why it pays to keep clean with Alsco Uniforms.
And I got to give a shout out to Owl School Uniforms. You know they're my guys, right?
Yes.
You know they're my people, right? Mm-hmm. Well, we got a special contest going on right now. All you got to do is go to our webpage, sacktownsports.com/contest, and we are giving away 2 lower-level tickets to an upcoming Sacramento Kings game.
Wow.
Yeah, 2, Whitey. Lower bowl.
I know yesterday you said I couldn't enter, but now that you thought about
it. Stretch Bergmeyer can enter. How about that? Not Whitey Gleason, but Stretch might be able to enter. So, right, whether you're a Kings fan, a business, whatever, head on to sacktownsports.com/contest. Enter our contest for 2 lower-level tickets to an upcoming Kings game. You have until now through April 7th to enter. And one last thing. One last thing. Did you say the whole game? Oh, no, you weren't. Did you say last night or not?
I did not say the whole game.
This narrative that it was empty in the arena is not true. It was rocking in there last night. When the Kings made their run, even the lower bowl was pretty much full. So there's this social media narrative going out that people aren't showing up. You know, 16,000 plus in there. Lower bowl was completely full. I thought it was good energy when the Kings gave them reason for good energy last night. I wanted to clear that up.
Yeah, and if you're looking for a few glimmers of hope, we've got you when we come right back. Drive Guys coming to you today from the Stockton Arena on Sacktown Sports.
Thursday night, Kings and Trailblazers. Game night with Scott Marsh and the high flyer Henry Turner starts at 5:30. Tip off at 7.
The Kings play here on Sacktown Sports.
Sacktown Sports, 1140.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Bonnie. I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. For your Wednesday, we're looking at a few more clouds. We'll feel a bit more of that southwest, aka Delta breeze. That'll bring temperatures down to the low to mid 70s for daytime highs, and overnight lows will drop back to the 40s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
Ready for an early bird special? A new HVAC system replacement, both heating and cooling, for as low as $11,789. This is a limited offer and ends April 15th. Bonnie.com. Some restrictions apply. License 696-355.
Hey, everybody, it's your boy Kyle Draper. You know, I still remember the first car I ever owned. It was sweet. It was cherry red, but it didn't quite run the way that I wanted. It would make a funny sound like something like that when I was driving, and eventually I had to get rid of it. But I tell you what, I wish I knew the fine people at Mercedes-Benz of Stockton back then. You know, their service department is first class, and they accept most extended warranties no matter where you purchase your vehicle. Their service department, those technicians out there, they're super experienced, more than 224 years. Plus, they treat you fairly. The price is fair. They treat you like your family. So schedule your service today at Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. It's just a short drive right off I-5. Or, of course, you can go online anytime at mbfstockton.com to schedule your service today. And tell them Drapes sent you.
Get ready, NorCal. The Lodi Beer Fest and State Barbecue Championship is on Saturday, April 26th at the Lodi Grape Festival grounds. There will be something for everyone. Craft beers from over 50 breweries, live music, outrageous food, games, plus taste barbecue from world-class barbecue teams. For tickets and more information, go to grapefestival.com. Must be 21 years of age or older to attend. The Lodi Beer Fest, where great brews meet legendary cues. Saturday, April 26th in Lodi.
Sacramento's premier country music festival, Country in the Park, is coming back May 16th and 17th at Cal Expo with Bailey Zimmerman, Billy Currington, Cole Wetzel, Nate Smith, and more. You'll enjoy food trucks, rock walls, and a mechanical bull, line dancing, and more. Single-day GA tickets start at $52 at CITPFest.com. Country in the Park, May 16th and 17th with Paul Mitchell, The School, Sacramento, and Stoney's Rockin' Rodeo. Find out more at CITPFest.com.
Attention. Have you racked up $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is notifying consumers about significant debt relief options currently being made available to help those with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of credit card debt for those who qualify. You don't need to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan, and you may only have to pay back a fraction of what you owe, even if you have bad credit. National Debt Relief has already reduced the credit card debt for more than 550,000 consumers, so don't wait. If you owe $10,000, $20,000, or even $100,000 in credit card debt, you can now take advantage of this financial debt relief as the cost of living continues to skyrocket. To check what debt reduction you may qualify for, call 800-750-2525. That's 800-750-2525. Again, that's 800-750-2525.
Sacramento Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has the best truck on the market, the 2025 Ram 1500. And that's not an exaggeration. It's proven. It's the 7th time Ram has won the Motor Trend Truck of the Year. Car and Driver named it one of its 10 best vehicles of 2025, giving it a 10 out of 10. And at J.D. Power, it's #1 when it comes to brand vehicle quality. And hey, yeah, all that's great. But where Sacramento Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram really separates themselves from the pack is their car buying experience. Come on in and see for yourself why they say it's where a handshake still means something.
Tom's Watch Bar has the best happy hour in Sacramento, starting with $5 specials all day, every day, plus select $7 appetizers and $12 entrees, with 360-degree viewing and game day vibes that match being at the game. Tom's Watch Bar is the ultimate game day experience for sports fans.
Looking for family fun, thrilling baseball, and unforgettable memories? Come out to Sutter Health Park and catch the Sacramento River Cats in action. Great games, great food, and great times await. Get your tickets at rivercats.com.
Your afternoon home for Kings talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
We're at the Stockton Arena, 209 Fan Appreciation Night. Stockton versus a Sioux Falls Skyforce. As Banter the Young points out in the Chateau, all you ever hear about is Sioux City this, Sioux City that. Yeah, so we're going to talk to the coach of the Stockton Kings, Quinton Crawford, today. Maybe some other surprises as we get ready for tip-off tonight. And just to take a real quick detour from basketball for just a moment, hearing Zach Rudy there talk about the River Cats. Tomorrow's opening day.
It is opening day. Yes. And did you see several A's were in attendance last night as well?
Because they said Lawrence Butler. It's like, I don't see Lawrence Butler.
But he was there. He was there. I did see it. Yep, I saw.
That's your guy too, right? That's my guy.
That's my guy.
Don't tell me Lawrence Butler's there when he's not there.
Absolutely.
Which one you on, Jay?
And he's a Kings fan.
Am I? You good? All right.
I might be low.
You might be low.
My bad. Kick it up a notch.
He was sitting right behind me. Yeah, hollered at them guys, and you're right. He's a Kings fan, man.
Oh, is he?
So,
okay.
Yeah.
Huge Kings fan.
Yeah.
Huge.
We had him on the pregame show earlier this year, so I turned to the boys. I'm like, y'all ready to do this? They're like, yeah, we ready. So I'm upset. I'll be out of town next week, though.
Where you
for the
going?
home opener. Oh, we got.
Where you going?
Like, you don't know my schedule, big fella. Come on now. We got road games, baby. We got this 6-game road trip coming up in 12 days.
I don't know about Jay, but I never know your schedule. And you send it to us.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's your fault. That's your fault.
And you text us.
That's your fault.
And then I go in there, Jay, Drapes here tomorrow. I think. No, I don't know.
Yeah, I got to check it.
Maybe I should send it by week.
Know what I do?
Week.
I check it every day.
Do you really?
Yeah, I do. I have to. Like when you're on the road, when the team is on the road, yeah. Oh, man, come on, man.
And then we invariably screw it up, too.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, he's here tomorrow. Yeah. Oh, no, he's not. I thought he was. Okay.
Hey, I'll tell you what. There's some changes coming to the schedule.
Uh-oh.
Good changes?
For me, but not y'all. You know what I mean? I carry the show, baby. Boys taking a few days off coming up, man. So looking forward to it.
Did you ever tell Whitey about not to blame him for his sickness because he's sick, but did you ever tell him about the dinner that you missed?
No, I didn't.
Oh, you didn't?
I didn't want to feel bad.
No problem.
I didn't.
Yeah,
I won't feel bad.
Yeah.
So I got a big birthday coming up.
Not a boy.
I got a big birthday. Yeah. Milestone birthday.
Yeah.
A big number coming up.
Right.
And some friends were like, hey, Kyle, we want to take you out. Then they didn't tell me what they wanted to do, a surprise, if you will. But they said, you got to, we want to meet at 4:45. And I had included this in the email of the schedule that I sent out.
Oh, okay.
I said I would need to leave by 4:00.
Oh, all right.
But it was a day that Stretch Bergmeyer called in sick.
Yeah.
So
I think I printed that out and blew my nose with it.
Right. So I had to cancel whatever surprise that they had. Had to hold down the show.
Oh,
so
that's too bad.
I feel like you owe me.
Oh, man, they
they
rescheduled.
No, dude, but after the season. April 18th, I think it is, or something like that.
If they're really friends, they'll reschedule.
No, they did. They did.
Yeah. Last night after the game, Doug tried to strike a positive note and I know the Kings they've lost a lot of games here. You know,
Mhm.
it wasn't funny last night, right after we concluded our show. So we missed the end of Doug's media conference.
Yeah.
And he was asked about that whole bad vibes thing. And he said, I think it was Jason Anderson, who does a great job. He asked him about all the bad vibes, Zach says bad vibes. And Doug says, no, he was wrong. But of course the vibes are bad when you've lost 3 in a row, right?
It should be bad, right?
Yeah.
Shoot, losing those games in a row, three games, 4 games in a row. Now, I mean, yeah, the vibe guys should be kind of ornery, if you will.
You don't want your players to go, no, this is great.
This is great. Everything's fine, you know, while the house is burning down around you.
Right. But there's been so much, as you know, drama swirling around this team that anytime we hear somebody, whoa, bad vibes, whoa, what's going on? And so we start to leap to conclusions.
Yeah, let me ask you this, though, because one of the things that frustrates me, and maybe it's just the state of society right now, a lot of negativity surrounding our Sacramento Kings. I think there might have been Compio on the YouTube chat. Which franchise is better run, the Stockton Kings or the Sacramento Kings? And so it just feels like it's open season to take shots at the organization. And obviously I'm biased. You know, they sign my checks or anything. So it gets old and tired. What purpose does that serve, I guess, to take shots at the team you supposedly are a fan of? Why do people do that?
Because they get frustrated and you can't do anything about it. So it's like venting.
So shut the hell up then.
Do you ever vent about anything?
You know what I mean, Jay? Like, you can't do nothing about it. Like, it's you know what it is? I feel like it's piling on and kicking somebody when they're down. If you ain't for us when you down, don't be for me when I'm up. And so I just feel like there's a lot, and fan can fan whatever they want. I just feel like maybe at social media, there's so much more of an outlet for it now. If you and your buddies are talking trash around the barbershop or the barbecue backyard, I get it. But it seems like everybody now wants to, pile on, make wisecracks, hoping to, get a couple of likes and a couple of laughs off at the expense of the organization.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, I'm sensitive. You know that. I'm biased, big fella. 100%. Yes, exactly. But
I think they've asked for it, not you, but I think the organization as a whole has asked for that for the most part.
Okay. All right. Just remember when they back up.
Oh, I'll be right there.
Exactly. Don't be hitting Drapes. Can I get tickets and all that? No, I'm taking names. Remember you said this? Yeah. Remember you said that? No, I'm taking names out there, big fella.
I don't know. Asked you for tickets yet.
You didn't?
No, I've never asked you for tickets.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, you wanted to sit next to me yesterday. Right. I'm messing with you. Yeah, but I don't know. It just seems like, and obviously I'm taking it personal, no doubt about it. But it seems like it's open season on making wisecracks about the organization when the players, the coaching staff are trying to do their job, still trying to win. And it just seems like these are so-called supporters of the Kings and Kings fans, but yet they're taking shots. I don't know. Maybe that's just me.
I think I understand where you're coming from. I understand why people are, say those things. I'd say those things, but it's interesting that Doug last night did try. He struggled to find a positive chord.
Yeah.
And, he said, hey, playoff preview potentially. We did see last night, big night from Keegan. The comeback was impressive. I know they still lost, so big deal, but it was impressive. Malik's going to be coming back. The schedule is lightening up. So I know a lot of people they've checked out. I don't care what happens this year. They're not going anywhere. We'll see what happens in the offseason. But if you're clinging to that hope that they still could do something memorable this year, I think there are signs right now that things could be getting better.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the rest of this season.
And I think, the issue is, what do you people consider memorable? Is just getting into the playoffs and maybe getting swept by OKC memorable? Is it, you know what I mean? Like, for me, I'm taking that. Like, just get in. Like, as considering this team last year didn't even get in.
To get to the playoffs, you'd have to win 2 play-in games.
Right.
That would be memorable.
Yes.
If this team won 2 play-in games, I think that would be something worth celebrating. I bet you we'd talk about that on the show the next day.
Yeah, exactly. Right. And here's the thing too. And I don't know if fans would be, super excited in terms of like it was a couple of years ago. But if you win 2 play-in games and get potentially 2 or more home playoff games, I guarantee that place will be packed out. I guarantee that place will be rocking. And so even if OKC is the big bad wolf and, we may not stand a chance, for Sacramento to quite possibly have these playoff games, be on national TV perhaps, who knows, maybe pull off an upset for a game or 2 or something like. Think about it like this, Whitey. Kings take on OKC playoffs. Perhaps you win.
Didn't need to see that.
I know, RJ. RJ, that was terrible, man. That was ugly. But perhaps, what if you shock the world and win that first game in OKC? You leading Sports Center, you leading First Take.
Yes.
And so there's an opportunity. Not saying they're going to win or anything like that, but getting to the playoffs to me would feel much better than just flaming out, which a lot of fans seem to want right now. Just get it over with. Like, I want more basketball, man.
Yeah. So has a team in a similar situation ever tanked and said, we don't want the play-in? We'll look at that when we come back. Also, Warriors absorbing a piece of rare NBA history while the Heat spoiled Jimmy's return. That more with the Drive guys from the Stockton Arena, Sacktown Sports.
Thursday night, Kings and Trailblazers. Scheme night with Scott Marsh and the high flyer Henry Turner starts at 5:30. Tip off at 7.
The Kings play here on Sacktown Sports.
Sacktown Sports, 1140.
I'm Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I learned about atrial fibrillation the hard way. My symptoms would come and go. Shortness of breath, fatigue. I kept going. Then I got so lightheaded, I couldn't. My doctor said I have AFib, so I'm about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. Other symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain can come and go, but the risk of stroke stays. If you have symptoms, tell a doctor. Visit notimetowait.com.
Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Fabric Talk. Hello, my love. I am your living room carpet. I see everything. I feel everything. After a while, I smell like everything, including Sir Pickles, who you snuggle with while binging that dating show you can't stop watching. So, how about we freshen things up with Febreze Fabric Spray? And a big spray for my pals, couch and ottoman? Ah, yes, refreshing. Breathe happy, Febreze. La 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 la.
If you're 55 and up, T-Mobile has plans built just for you. 2 lines of unlimited for just $30 a line. That's a 45% savings compared to Verizon and AT&T. But don't just take our word for it.
That's not just the savings that are great with our T-Mobile plan. There's all this value from all these other things that T-Mobile offers. T-Mobile has been such a savings for us.
We love it. Switch today and get 2 free 5G phones like the Motorola Edge with Turbo Power charging that gives you power for the day in just 15 minutes. And customers 55 and up can get 2 lines of talk, text, and data for only $30 a line. Go to T-Mobile.com/choice55 to learn more. With AutoPay plus taxes and fees, plus $5 per line without AutoPay. Debit or bank account required. 45% off 2 lines versus AT&T Starter and Verizon Welcome. Plan benefits vary. Motorola Edge on us with 24 monthly bill credits and new line for well-qualified customers, plus tax and $35 per line connection charge. See details at T-Mobile.com. Motorola Edge requires 68-watt charger. Charger sold separately. Actual performance will vary based on usage and configuration.
If you're not looking for a brand new car, at Elk Grove Honda, we've acquired some of the best pre-owned cars we can find. We've kept only the best of our trades, and our buyer has found some of the finest pre-owned Hondas available in Northern California. You can see for yourself at elkgrovehonda.com. Whether you purchase a brand new Honda or a like-new pre-owned Honda, your car buying experience will be the same. We have the right Honda at the right price. You'll find us in the Elk Grove Auto Mall, Highway 99 and Elk Grove Boulevard.
I gotta get an Elk Grove Honda.
Want the best movie experience in town? Join Sacktown Sports IMAX Pass by visiting sacktownsports.com. Sign up today. You can win tickets to see this week's films at the Esquire IMAX Theater.
Big savings are back at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. New Hondas are piling up, and that means big savings for you.
Looking to own or lease? During the spring sales event, drive a brand new Accord or Civic. Visit us today at FolsomLakeHonda.com, your one-stop Honda shop.
As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our number one priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
The only station in Sacramento giving you local sports coverage from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. Sacktown Sports.
Kyle Draper, Whitey Gleason coming to you today from the beautiful Stockton Arena, right next to, is that Banner Island Ballpark? Is that ballpark next door?
I don't know.
The ballpark
I don't know
next
the name
door
of it.
in Stockton.
Stockton Port. Listen to you, Whitey.
I think I hope I got that.
Are you not joking?
I'm not joking.
Okay.
I thought that was the name of it.
I didn't know if you were joking or not.
No, I'm not sure. Anyway, it's a beautiful facility here, and we're looking forward to talking to, among others, the coach of the Stockton Kings, Quinton Crawford. A lot of people right now, Drapes, and I think somebody wants to come after you on the phones here, which we'll get to, but a lot of fans right now are wondering whether the Kings would be better off just kind of letting this playing thing go to make sure they keep their draft pick. And I heard Alan Stiles and Kyle Ledbetter talk about this today. That actually happened just a couple years ago. 2023, the Mavericks, they were playing a crucial game on April 7th against the Bulls. It was a game they needed to stay in the play-in race, and they decided we don't want to be in the play-in because their pick, which was going to convey to the Knicks, and I think it was part of the Porzingis deal, was top 10 protected. So they decided we want to keep the pick. So they sat their players, they rested their players. The league fined them $750,000. Yeah. Mark Cuban said, yes, to be clear, we are tanking.
Yeah.
That's what we are doing. They ended up with Derek Lively as a result of that.
Yeah, and we know this organization is not going to do that. And I will say this, Whitey, there's no guarantee. It's only top 12 protected.
Yeah.
If it was top 14 full lottery, okay, we can have that discussion. But it's only top 12. There's a chance you do all that, finish 13th or 14th, and still lose the pick and don't make. So that's why it doesn't jive with me.
Yeah. And I wasn't saying, look, they should do it because Dallas did it. I'm just saying, teams a team did that just a short time ago. I don't think we want to do that. What's also interesting, if you talk to people about you want to see the team tear it down and start over or not, I tend to be I'm older than you guys. Yeah. The older people tend to say no, and I'm with them. We don't want to tear it down and start over. And the younger people, it seems to me, are more prone to say, yeah, you know what? Let's just tear it down and start over.
Yeah,
because some of us don't have that much time.
Right? Yeah, that's true. Right? We I don't know if we got 5 years or 3 years or whatever it is. And no, it might be a new generation too. That's seeing the Sixers tank, and I don't feel like it. And is this a new phenomenon, fellas? I don't remember the 80s or 90s tanking be an issue. I'm sure it was rebuilding. Yeah, but when did the word tanking become? Was it with Sam Hinkie and the Sixers the process, or?
Well, it goes back to when they started the lottery, when you had teams like the Houston Rockets losing games because they wanted to get Elijah Wan, and of course they got Elijah Wan and Ralph Sampson.
Okay, I just don't remember it being such a negative connotation. Now, too. We're not tanking, or you should
our guy Howard Beck has a piece today, The Ringer. He asked the question: is tanking right now in the NBA worse than it's ever been? I don't know the answer, but a lot of people are looking at that.
Right. You know what it is, too, fellas, and it's not just tanking the last month. You got teams tanking right from opening night.
Oh yeah,
God damn, Utah rested guys right the first week of the season.
Right.
Now
they haven't played a game yet.
They didn't play a game yet. That's what I got a problem with. All right, if you're way out of it, if you're the Pelicans right now, if you're Utah last few weeks, okay. But damn, what is that signaling to your fan base right from the jump? If you're a season ticket holder of a team that is tanking right from the get-go, you spending thousands on top of thousands for this season. That's a bad look to me.
Yeah. Danny Ainge knows what he's doing, though, right? He did it.
Trader Danny.
Similar in Boston. It's just, I keep waiting. Okay, in what year are they actually going to try to win games? Maybe next year.
Right.
339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. Casey wants to have a word with you, Drapes.
You sure about that? He might want to, ask about the weather. What's up, Casey? You're on the drive, guys. Drapes and Whitey here.
What's up?
What's going on? I don't even know how they know I wanted to have a word with you, but I do because I didn't tell them what I wanted. But Jay and Whitey, don't let Draper hang up on me, okay? Because I'm standing up for the
I don't
real
have that
team
power,
fans,
big fella. All right, let's hear it. Go ahead, Casey. I'll let you speak.
I'm a former season ticket holder, spent hundreds of thousands of dollars over the years on Kings tickets. And to hear you sit on the radio, Draper, and tell us that we shouldn't criticize the team or the ownership and that we shouldn't be bashing them, when you are paid by the Kings, you're only a Kings fan because you got a job with the Kings. If you were fired today, you wouldn't care about the Kings. If you got a job with the Grizzlies, you'd be all in on the Grizzlies. So,
Casey, first of all, I didn't say that. Criticize all you want. I'm saying people are taking shots to get a laugh, to get a joke. And as my man on the 510 says, real fans aren't making jokes about our Kings. I don't mind criticizing the front office decisions, the draft picks.
We wouldn't have
ownership. Exactly. I'm all for criticizing, Casey. But who I'm talking to are the people before the game even tips off. Oh, it looks like we're about to lose by 40. That's not criticism. That's taking shots at your team that you supposedly love and care about. I don't mind criticizing. I don't mind criticizing DeMar DeRozan for not passing the ball. I don't mind criticizing Zach LaVine for not taking as many shots. I don't mind criticizing Doug Christie for improper rotations and substitutions. What I'm addressing, Casey, is the people who are taking shots at the organization, at the players, and their so-called Kings fans. That's the part I don't like, Casey. Criticize all you want. There's criticism, and then it's just being downright taking shots and trying to get noticed on social media. That's the problem that I have.
I'm not sure whether we still have Casey.
Oh, do we still got him?
I don't think we did. But
scared him off.
Oh, Ramsey, you ain't hang up on him, did you?
Casey, just so you know, nobody hung up on
Yeah, exactly. We were having a discussion. Call back, Casey, if you want to continue this. That's my point, Whitey. Of course the organization should be criticized. Of course we should look back at why they fire Mike Brown, trade De'Aaron Fox. Why'd we draft this guy and not this guy? That's all part of it.
I've always felt that honest, goodness, constructive criticism is a form of support. When it's like, hey, there's a better way to do that.
Right.
That's more supportive.
Right.
Than just like, okay, fine, you do it your way. It's
Right,
not going to
right.
work. Yeah.
Right.
It shows that fans care.
Yeah.
But I also, I understand fans want to joke sometimes. It helps you burn off some steam sometimes, Drapes.
Yeah, I guess. I guess because it's about, there's such a big platform on social media now.
Yeah.
Sports talk radio now.
Have you ever thought of getting off social media just for your own?
Yeah, I thought about it.
Mhm.
I literally but then it's for my job and everything. And so I've done like weeks off, 2 weeks off, something like that. During the season, I'm usually on it. But yeah, I should. You don't see all this stuff at all, or when you're on social media, or are you just?
I've developed it kind of. There's a lot of stuff I just kind of bloop. It just kind of, I don't know. It's like a filter or something. It just kind of. I just don't pay that much attention to a lot of it.
Okay. All right.
And with to be totally honest with you, with so many other things going on in the world that are so much more important, I don't get caught up in a lot of it right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
The basketball team, that. Yeah. Okay. But hey, you see what else is going on? So, yep. It's
a lot going on out there.
Yeah.
That's all right, big fella. The season's going to be over soon.
Yeah.
And I am unplugging from everything.
Really?
Yeah. Your boy's going to take a good 2 weeks off and travel the world. So I got that big birthday.
Where are you going
coming.
first?
I got the big birthday.
Where are you going?
Well, first of all, I'm thinking about going to Kentucky Derby in Louisville just to start off my stomping grounds.
Have you been to one yet?
I've been like 8 of them.
Oh, excuse me.
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. I said my old stomping ground.
Yeah.
Why you ain't invite me, man? Why couldn't get invited?
I knew you, big
man,
fella.
Come on, man. I'm talking about right now, man.
You trying to slide?
Man,
I get us tickets.
I've been there once.
Oh, come on.
It was a heck of a
spot.
situation.
Definitely,
Yeah.
man. Come on, man.
If you can get us tickets,
I get you tickets.
yeah, I might take you up on that, brother.
All right.
Yeah, I
You're
might take
big
you up on that.
horse racing.
Yeah,
guy.
I like
Are you
horse
really?
racing. Yeah,
Oh,
man.
shoot.
I like horse racing.
Yeah, we got to do that then.
What'd you think of last night? The Warriors went into Miami. A lot of people thought, oh, let's see what Jimmy's got for the Heat. But no, it was Jimmy's former teammates by a little something for him. I think that was John Dickinson mentioned this. Maybe one of the more underrated aspects of that game. If you're a member of the Miami Heat, it would be easy to look at Jimmy and go, he gave up on us. So we're going to show him what we think of him. Miami 112, Warriors 86. Fans booed Jimmy whenever he touched the ball. And all 5 Warrior starters, Jimmy Butler, GP2, Draymond, Moses Moody, and Podziemski, all 5 starters had exactly 2 points at halftime.
Dang.
First time an NBA team had no starter score 3 points in a first half since New Jersey against Orlando in March of 2012. They didn't have Steph Curry, of course, but the Warriors all of a sudden have hit a little hiccup here.
Yeah, and you know, that's what's kind of frustrating from a Kings standpoint too, is Warriors are struggling. Minnesota's hit a couple of hiccups here too, and if we would have handled our business, we still could be in the mix for a 7 seed maybe or something like that. But you know, when you talk about the Warriors, they're one injury away. Like, they need their full cog together, their full puzzle together. You know, if Steph's out, if Jimmy's out, it really impacts them. And shout out to Miami, the Heat. They got up for that game. Bam and those guys and Hero, they really got up for that game. I don't know if you heard Bobby Marks, his rant, taking shots at the Heat fans who applauded Jimmy Butler when they showed the tribute video.
Yeah.
He's like, bro, they quit on you. He quit on you. He said, I want out. I don't want to be a part of this anymore. But I was glad the Heat won last night, because I didn't like the way Jimmy handled himself the way to get out of town.
Yeah,
there.
It's been a strange season. So much going on with Luke and everything. We've kind of lost sight of it a little bit. But the way Jimmy was able to dictate where he went and get a new contract out of that, it's incredible.
Yes.
It looked like, he's done. That's it.
Right.
He's
And it
overplayed
shows
his
you
hand.
The players, how much power they have. And Jimmy Butler ain't even the same Jimmy Butler he was 5 years. He's a past his prime Jimmy Butler, and still strong-armed his way to where he wanted to go and got the contract that he wanted.
We're coming to you from the Stockton Arena. Tonight is Fan Appreciation Night presented by Red Hawk Resort and Casino. Final home game of the regular season, dedicated to Stockton Kings fans. Exciting night of giveaways and entertainment. The team's going to be donning jerseys representative of the Seal of Stockton. And first 1,000 fans get that Keon Ellis bobblehead.
Yeah. Come on, man.
We got to get one, Jay, to show the YouTubers what they look like, big fella.
Okay,
You know what
let
I
me
mean?
see if I can get you one big time. All I'm going to do is drop Whitey Gleason name. I know I'm pretty sure I can get it in this building.
Yeah. They might charge you if you mention my name, that's for sure.
When we come back, can the Kings become a 90% plus team? DC says they have to. What does that even mean? Next with the Drive Guys. Sacktown Sports.
O'Reilly.
Get one free set of Brake Best brake pads when you buy 2 Brake Best Select brake rotors. You can upgrade to Brake Best Select brake pads for just $10 more, or upgrade to Brake Best Select Pro or import direct pads for just $20 more. Visit your local O'Reilly Auto Parts. Offer in store only. Restrictions apply. See store for details.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Whitey here, reminding you that not all grills are created equal. When buying a new grill, every detail matters. For March, grab a $149 gift with purchase of every new Napoleon Prestige stainless steel grill, including a pizza lover starter kit and much more. More March savings include up to $79 off Rogue models. Napoleon grills are built different, built better, built to last, with a lifetime warranty and premium stainless steel that boasts quality. See how Napoleon will help you achieve the perfect grilling experience. Visit Green Acres Nursery today with your best selection of Napoleon grills and accessories.
You know the old early bird and worm thing? Well, here's an early bird special and Bonnie's lowest price of the year. Imagine an entire new HVAC system replacement, both heating and cooling, for as low as, ready? $11,789. Take advantage of that. $11,789. Hurry though, this is a limited offer and ends April 15th. The sooner you act, the sooner you save. Plumbing, electrical, heating, and air, Bonnie.com. Some restrictions apply. License 696-355.
Huge savings now on new 2025 Silverado at the Maida Chevy Silverado Supercenter. Save $11,000 off MSRP after rebates every new Silverado LT Turbo Max with Maida Chevy's exclusive all-in-stock pricing. And Maida Chevy has one of the largest selections in the Sacramento area. $11,000 off new Silverado at the Maida Chevy Silverado Supercenter. Now that's big, huge. See them all at MaidaChevy.com. Together, let's drive.
Not available with special financing, leasing, some other offers.
Made a great deal at Maida. KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sacramento's official home of the 49ers.
San Francisco.
Sacktown Sports, 1140. your afternoon home for Kings talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
Drive Guys today at the Stockton Arena. They had junior high?
Yeah, some youth basketball
going on
yeah,
there? Yeah, I watched 12 minutes, saw 2 points scored, so whatever. I mean,
they were 0 for 40 from 3-point range.
Took some quality shots, so they did. I was upset because there's these few fans in the stands and coaches, and I didn't hear a single word of encouragement. And I almost went in there and said, "Hey, good pass, 12. Hey, nice shot." It was
really?
Yeah. Ooh. Players need encouragement, Dre, especially the young guys.
Now, what kind of player were you? Were you a
combo guard?
Were you a rah-rah team leader kind of guy?
No.
Come on, guys, we locking in. We good.
Sometimes I was. A little Jekyll and Hyde.
But as a coach, how were you?
Oh, very positive. Very positive. Okay. All right. Very positive.
Sort of like Doug Christie.
Yeah. You know, all the little tricks, like when a team had a really good press, and you have to diagram how you break the press. I always called it, they got a little 1-2-2 they like to run. Always be suddenly because youth players do they press? What are we gonna do? It's like they run a little 1-2-2 thing. It's easy.
Did you believe the old adage, teams that press don't like to be pressed? You ever hear that one?
Oh, that's a good one.
That was one, teams that, because they're trying to speed you up, but they don't like it when you do it to them.
Yeah.
And so I don't know if that's true or not.
I played this one I got from Bill Horrenda. When the other team presses you, that is an invitation to a layup.
Ooh,
because if you beat the press, good night.
Could be, yep.
So it's that's a good thing.
That's
Their
true.
pressness, that's a good thing. So anyway, I wanted to cheer on some of the youngsters. You gotta have fun.
Right.
None of the players go out and have fun today.
Exactly. And shout out to my son Nick, man.
Yeah.
Fellas, I'm a proud dad. Remember, it was last year where he said he gave up basketball. He said, I'm done basketball to focus on golf. Well, today is golf practice, and then he's going to the gym to play basketball.
That boy Nick.
So, he's back in it. I was worried, big fella. I was like, damn, his basketball high school career is over already. What are you going to do? And so I was nervous, but I let him find it on his own again. And so I was like, yes. So shout out to him, man. I'm happy for him.
Speaking of coach speak, here's what Doug said last night. You probably heard it. What do you think this means? Talk to the media after the game. And again, Doug was trying to find a positive voice last night. He said, I've told you guys, talking to the media, I've told you guys 80% isn't enough. We're a 90% plus team. What our guys have to understand is the consistency to which you approach something is everything for us. That means effort. That means attention to detail. That means extra efforts, possession game, end quote. To me, he's saying we got to always be playing harder than the other team to have a chance.
And because we can't just win on talent alone. You know what I mean? It's like on most nights, we're going to go in and not have the best player. Let's just call it what it is in today's NBA. Portland, we should have the best player, but those teams we just faced, OKC, Boston, Milwaukee, Cleveland, they're more talented teams. So you can't just win on talent. You got to, I liken it to this way. Even if you are a talented team, you still should have an identity. The grit and grind Memphis Grizzlies. We knew back in the day, talent be damned. It didn't matter. They were going to play hard and come at you. Same thing with OKC. Very talented team. Boston. The talented teams know they're going to put it on the line every single night, and it's going to be difficult. You get talent and effort, that's when you're hard to beat. And that's what we're saying with these great teams out here.
I think it's hard for this team to play that way when your best players don't necessarily play that way. Domas plays that way. DeMar DeRozan, I know he's a very tough guy, but he doesn't play that way.
Right.
Zach is not a great defender. And by the way, and we've talked about this, what's going on with Zach? Zach is a great guy, and he's beyond criticism right now. There's no one in his sphere has done anything you could say, and no one's done anything wrong. He's dealing with a family situation, and he deserves a lot of understanding. I'll just say that.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, it's a basketball game too. It's not like he, quit on the team or anything.
Right.
He just isn't making shots. You know what I mean? Or not as efficient. It happens.
But he's not a real grit and grind player, right?
No, he's not.
So I think it's got to be tough for Doug Christie to say, I played this way. We need to play this way when your two best players they've never been that type of player.
Exactly. I'm with you on that. And that's why, as an organization, ideally you get the players to reflect the style that the coach wants to play. And so you can have a Zach, you can have a DeMar. I'm looking at a Tony Allen type, a Dylan Brooks type. You can litter your roster with guys that have that, and that becomes it doesn't always have to be your best player. Steph Curry and the Golden State Warriors. Draymond Green is the lifeline and life and soul of that team.
Right.
He adds that toughness, but Steph is tough too. Let's not. I don't think people give Steph enough credit for his mental toughness and physical toughness.
Yeah, that's a great point.
There.
He's never going to be mistaken for Tony Allen.
Right, exactly. But when you have elite skill players in DeMar and Zach, you also have to surround them with those kind of gritty, hard-nosed players. That's how, I look at it like Allen Iverson, for instance. One of my favorite players of all time. Tough, hard-nosed. But the Sixers built a team around Allen Iverson that sort of complemented him. Do we have the players, whether it's Zach or DeMar, around them to play the kind of style that we want? I think it's a process. I don't think we're there yet. I expect some moves to be made this offseason because it's a constant. Even the Celtics tried it several times and they finally got it right. I think for the Kings, we talked about this yesterday. Is Zach our guy? If so, build around him. Is Domas our guy? Domas and Zach, build around that. I don't think we got the right complementary pieces and the right system.
Well, I don't even know if we're sure. We're not sure, but someone with the organization has to be sure. Whose vision is it that you're trying to achieve? You can say, and I can say, I would do this, I would do that. Do we even know, especially with some upheaval potentially at the general manager position? We don't know whose vision where the Kings are trying to become.
Right.
And I know that historically they've been more offense first team. And it just seems like we keep having this conflict going back to Mike. We got to be better defensively. Doug comes in and Doug says all the right things about offense. But, Doug was a great defender. And this team, it seems like the emphasis philosophically as an organization has not been on defense enough.
Yeah, and, I had an interesting conversation with somebody from OKC about this very thing last night because they've got it right. They're in a great position. And I said, who's setting the standard, the culture comes from Sam Presti, but also the owner, Clay Bennett. Like everybody from the top to the middle to the bottom, they're all aligned. And I think that's what the Kings are struggling with right now. It's like, Jason Anderson wrote the article last year, is Monty and Mike on the same page in terms of what is the direction? What kind of franchise do we want to be? Do we want to be a high octane, run up and down, score 125, or do we want to be a grit and grind? I think that's something, whether it's the end of this season or this off season, we try to examine.
Yeah, it's a huge question, really important question. Ben to the Young in the Chateau is excited about the Keon bobblehead, and TR says, I want an Allen Styles bobblehead. The funny thing about that is the bobblehead's actually bigger than Allen.
See, you taking shots at my guy Allen Styles. Come on, man. Stop that. Stop that.
Hi. That's why I say that. So that's one way for the Kings potentially to overcome the fact that they haven't been together long and they're not familiar with each other. If you could be one of those teams that, every night they play hard.
Yes.
But it's difficult for this team to get to that point, and it's also hard with all the injuries that they've been dealing with.
Yeah, I agree.
And can this be the character? You can want it to be, but can this really be the character of this roster?
Well, let's talk about it, Whitey. Let's dive into it. When you look at our starting five from last night, who would you say embodies that playing hard,
Sabonis,
certainly. Okay.
Yeah. Keon plays hard defensively, and so does Keegan. Keegan's not going to be like Draymond Green or anything, but he plays hard defensively. The other two guys are really your most talented players. They've never been great defenders. And isn't that a big part? Anytime you're going to be an effort team, doesn't that really have to show at the defensive end?
Well, but here's the thing, though. As good of a defender as Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is, I don't think he plays with the effort, and I think it's the other guys around him. I think it's as a collective. And so I look at it as Zach and DeMar, especially DeMar at his age. I look at the Lakers. LeBron ain't out there 48 minutes, pressuring and everything like that. He picks and chooses his spots. I think DeMar has earned that right to do that as well. And I look at it but Keegan, he plays hard defensively, but you're not feeling him. You're not feeling him. It's not.
I hear you.
He's not, I guess I should put this, others aren't inspired by what he's doing. I think that's what we need is somebody who can inspire other guys. Oh, shoot, if he's playing like this, or like a Draymond, yo, man, cover that, or something like somebody, a leader. Who's our leader, I guess, from a player standpoint?
Yeah, it's a good question. I mean, DeMar leads certainly by example offensively. Defensively, I don't know. What do you hear? I mean, when you're literally there on the floor, who's talking the most? It seems like there's a void there, doesn't it?
Yeah. And I think it's been that way for a number of years. You know what I mean? Like, there have been times where behind the scenes, there's been some criticism. We're too quiet. Even after a loss in the locker room, we've talked about it. Ain't nobody throwing a chair. Ain't nobody slamming a clipboard. Like, we need to see more of that. Not saying get all, feisty and fight or anything like that, but show me you care. And I think we see it sometimes. I think it's just something we need to see more. To be honest with
when we come back, speaking of Keegan, are Keegan's detractors paying attention? He's playing really well lately. What does that mean for his future? Next with the Drive Guys from the Stockton Arena. It's coming up on Sacktown Sports.
All guests come to you from the Folsom Lake Honda Hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Power Business Technology is proud to be a 100% independent, locally owned and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer since 2021. Contact us today for all your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729, or visit us at powercopiers.com.
Thunder, feel the thunder. It ignites something inside of you. Lightning and the thunder. Sets alight an elevated state of being. Days are pure exhilaration. And the nights, they're simply electric. See it, hear it, feel it.
Thunder. Feel the thunder, lightning and the thunder.
Thunder Valley Casino Resort. Feel the thunder.
The wait is over. Rivercats baseball is back. Whether you're cheering on your team with friends or enjoying a fun night out with the family, Sutter Health Park is the place to be. With exciting giveaways, great food, and plenty of entertainment, join us for another year of Rivercats memories all season long. Don't miss the first games of 2025. Grab your tickets today at rivercats.com.
The only station in Sacramento giving you local sports coverage from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. Sacktown Sports.
Yeah, Drive Guys, Kyle Draper, Whitey Gleason. We're at the Stockton Arena where tonight it's 209 Fan Appreciation Night. Stockton Kings wrapping up the regular season. Another playoff spot clinched last night. Before we get to the phones, Drapes, you got something going on the text line?
Yeah, somebody weighing in, and this doesn't have to do with basketball, but this is some good trash talking material I want to get my boy Jay involved in from the 209, Stockton's finest. I know Jay and Alan Stiles were both baseball players. Who would win in a home run derby, Jay?
Oh, come on, man. He's a leadoff hitter. Stop playing.
Contact guy.
And I'm a gap-to-gap guy, but that don't mean now I've developed a little pop, fellas. You know what I mean?
So you'd look at
twinkle fingers, baby.
I see him. He's
twinkle
ready.
fingers, baby.
I just
Come
wanted
on,
to
man.
get that on record, Whitey. I just needed to
Oh, man, you could have asked me that anytime. That's leadoff stuff, man.
We may have to get a camera out there, man. To go,
anytime.
out to the field.
Metal.
Alan ever played
metal
softball with you?
No, we had talked about it though.
Okay.
We had talked about it. Yeah, we can do metal, wood, plastic,
right?
porcelain,
wiffle ball.
Yeah, I'm working on that.
You let me know.
Yeah.
What needs to happen, and this is the truth. All of us play some form or fashion of a sport. I know when 1140 was really, really cooking in the heyday, and we've had these conversations, there should be some type of celebrity game. There should be some type of like.
Ain't nothing.
I don't know why we don't have that. We should literally be playing some type of wiffle, softball, basketball, kickball, dodgeball, anything.
Something,
Darts. Yeah, it could be absolute. Anything.
It used to be a lot more common. Honestly, I think the liability may have something to do with it. I mean,
Man, come on.
I'm just trying to figure out why.
$1 million insurance policy costs $42 right now.
Everybody doing it around the country.
Absolutely. Fellas, I've even thought about this, and I don't know if it's too late, close to the summer, but I've even thought about doing a celebrity softball game. Putting it together. Kind of like a 3-day situation, comedy night, fashion show type situation. I
like that.
And have some of the big guns come to Sacramento. Why not?
Yeah,
we've done this so many times in other cities. Why can't Sacramento do it?
We should.
Where it's the celebrity softball game. It's the kids give back. Saturday you do the brunch for the children. And I mean, it could be anything. Could be back to school. Could be helping anybody. Anything.
Yeah, I've heard stories of way back when there was a Bay Area radio station. It might have been KYA, and they had a station
before my time.
team. Yeah, they had a bunch. All the DJs played on this team, and they would play. I don't know, high schools or whatever. And this guy was a pretty good basketball player, and he had some time off. So he played with them. He played with this radio team. It was Rick Barry.
Get out of here. Wow. Oh, man.
On this radio
dominating out there, I'm sure.
Because I think it was like he was going to jump to the ABA, and the court said you have to sit out a year.
And so he's
like, all right.
So this during his prime, huh?
Yeah.
Like when he was okay.
Yeah.
I've seen so during All-Star break, Rick Barry played pickleball.
Yeah.
Rick still got a little bit of movement in them legs, man. Yeah, and he's competitive as all outdoors.
Right.
Of course, you know that. Absolutely. Friend of the show, on the show. Were you here? Both of you guys here when Rick was on the show?
Yeah.
Okay, I can't remember. I can't keep up with both of you guys' schedule.
Yeah.
But yeah, I said, oh man, Rick is really out there very competitive. Super competitive.
See?
Was all about the pickleball. Why can't we have a pickleball
We should.
contest? I've never played pickleball a day in my life, but
No, I love it, man.
I mean,
gotta
with
get back
all
out
the
there.
sports we could play, if we're doing pickleball, I'm out. I love
no,
but like we could play basketball, golf, softball.
golf's not a sport.
Do an Olympics.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Decathlon?
Yeah. Decathlon.
Ooh,
Heptathlon.
I
or
like
something
that. I
You
like
know what
that.
mean? Exactly.
All right.
Keep
All right.
points.
I've even thought about this. Friend of the show, Bib Roberts, right? He has the
great
great Bib Roberts, absolutely. He has the community activism where he gives back to San Quentin.
Yeah.
Like I've talked to him about that situation of putting something together. He's like, Jay, let's do it. I just need the backing.
Did you know that
he
had an at-bat once against the Tigers, and he kept fouling off pitches, and it was one of the longest at-bats?
Yes.
It was like 14 minutes.
Yes.
14
Yes.
minutes for an
Yes.
FA.
Yes.
He just kept fouling off.
Okay. Stayed alive. Huh?
Fouled off.
Stayed
Fouled
alive.
off. Can you imagine?
Wow.
14 minutes.
Woo.
Yeah.
Do you
How
just
many
hit him?
pitches was that? Yeah, right?
You just probably hit him, right? Yeah, I
Yeah.
just hit him.
Yeah. 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. Jeremy's been hanging on to talk with the Drive guys. What's up, Jeremy? How are you?
Hey, good afternoon. I'm excellent. Enjoying the weather.
Good.
How are you guys?
Good. What can we do for you?
I just had a quick little, question. I know you said Zach's going through some stuff, which we should have some patience for sure. That's it's hard mentally, if you're not in it, whatever. But I'm wondering, does Doug have the ability to sit a guy making $47 million a year, whatever he's making, $43 million a year, and just go with who's bringing that energy? Because I felt like last night it was pretty obvious he was minus 31, and we started coming back. I mean, I think they had a good effort against, OKC. They're a really good team. I'm not trying to expect to win, but it was real fun in the third quarter watching them come back and playing defense and stuff like that. So, that's all I'm asking. What do you think? Do you think Doug is kind of tied with the GM and the owner to play these mega stars, even though they're not bringing it?
Yeah,
Thanks, Jeremy.
yeah. You know what's so interesting about this, fellas? A bad game for Zach LaVine would be an amazing game for any of the bench guys. You know what I mean? Like, think about it like this. And no coach is going to bench their best players. Zach LaVine is still one of our best players. Don't let the numbers fool you. Don't let a damn plus minus fool you.
Yeah.
Zach LaVine is still one of, and if Zach LaVine woke up and had, no offense, Jake LaRavia's numbers, it'd be Zach LaVine was fine. He was fine. You're talking about the energy caller, and I understand that. I don't know if Zach has ever, or Jeremy, excuse me.
Yeah.
I don't know if Zach's ever been the rah-rah energy kind of guy. And I just feel like him and DeMar, man, they have been catching some strays all season long here in Sacramento. Let's not forget, this team struggled before those guys even got here.
Yeah.
Like, even last year, the team struggled. So I hate the fact that we're pointing fingers and saying they're the problem. Were they the problem last year when we didn't make the playoffs? I don't get it.
I think to look at that and say, wow, maybe he only played because the GM or someone is dictating that you play, and I think that's a bad misread.
Yeah.
Fair question, but I think the answer is no, that's not why. Does Doug have the ability to sit down Zach LaVine? Sure he does. Now, obviously, that you have to have good reason to do that because then you create potentially some other problems.
Right.
But Doug Christie, please, if you disagree, let me know, Drapes. Doug Christie looks at this team and says, wow, I got to win. How am I going to win? Well, I need that guy to be really good. I need that. And if he's not at his best right now, I need to do everything I can to help him get to be his very best. And sitting him down is not that.
Yeah, exactly. That it's, and to your point, you do that, you risk losing a player, you risk upsetting the whole vibe of the team. You know, if you think Zach is, upset right now, imagine doing something like that. You don't bench your best player or one of your best players. You try to help them work through it. You work through it as an organization and as a team. Same thing with DeMar. And, I'm seeing a lot of, we're building around Keegan, and JV, I think, or Devin Carter. And I'm just like,
you can build with them, but you can't build around them.
Right. Exactly. And to the point, Whitey, for this team to be its best, Zach LaVine got to be a part of it. Like, he got to be, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so taking Zach out of the lineup, we ain't going to get close to being our best.
Right. Yeah, I understand the question. Wow, is he unable to take him out? I'm sure Doug could take him out, but I don't think Doug would want to take him out.
Right.
But I think that's a misread of the situation. Fair question, but the answer is nope. That's not what is going on. As far as Keegan last night, there are some people that look at Keegan, and maybe they've grown a little quieter here because he's playing better, but people wonder, wow, should the Kings give him that extension? Keegan's up to 35% on threes now for the year, which means that since the first of the year, by my math, and by what I heard somebody say, Alan Stiles said, he's like 40% since the new year. He's averaging just under 13 a game, just under 7 rebounds. And no, those aren't all-star numbers, but those are solid numbers on a team that does not typically look for him to be a scorer as they did last night. He's playing really well, Drapes.
No, he is, man. And, last night looked like the Keegan from his rookie year in terms of his shooting. And
he wanted it.
And we know how much he gives defensively out there. I think, to me, Keegan Murray is one of the biggest questions we have as an organization for Sacramento. And here's why. I believe he'll get offered, the extension. But what's his ceiling? You know what I mean? Like, when we see nights like last night, does it make you think, man, this guy could be a really good number one, a really good number two on a really good team? Or, is it the guy that's 6 points but plays great defense? Like, I think here we are in year 3 of his tenure in the NBA, and we still really don't know his ceiling and what he is.
Yeah, I just said, you were talking about people want to build around him and Devin and Keon, and I said you can't build. You can build with those guys. You can't build on them. Maybe you can't. I don't think you can, but that's the key point here is there's still some question as to whether Keegan can actually be like a foundational piece. Can he be like a 1 or a 2?
You know what's interesting? I look at a comp for him, let's say an Aaron Gordon.
Aaron Gordon. Wow.
That's a pretty good
my comp was Sean Elliott.
Okay, I like that too. Look at Aaron Gordon's numbers recently when Jokic isn't playing. 30-something points he's scoring, game here, game there. Jokic comes back, he settles into the more 14-15 tough defense. Is that Keegan? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like when the star player is out or occasionally he can go off and that's not a bad comp. Like an Aaron Gordon career, a Sean Marion career, that's not a bad comp. I'll take that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
So I think maybe that's more of what he is. Is he a number one? I don't know about that. But is on a championship team, can he be a big part?
Yeah.
It seems like yes.
Yeah. I agree with you. And that may sound like
big fella.
Yeah, that may sound like disrespectful, but because he was a number 4 pick, I don't think he's ever going to be necessarily the guy. He could be, but he's going to be a really good player. Historically, Kings fans have been around for a long time. Look at Keegan, and we know he's the type of guy that would go somewhere else, and then years later we'd be going, what happened?
Yeah.
He wasn't this good when he was here.
Yeah.
He's a really good player.
Yes, he is. And, the only, one of the issues I have is that he's never really been put in a position to be the guy or a top 2 guy. Even his first year.
Oh, so you want to tear it down and build around
No,
Keegan?
no, I didn't say that. This guy always trying to put words in my mouth. I didn't say that at all. I'm just stating the fact. He has always had to adjust or fit in or get in where he can fit in kind of thing instead of saying, you know what, Keegan, you're shooting it 20 times a night. You're the guy, Now you got Zach, you got DeMar, Domas, Malik. Like, Keegan sort of gets lost in the shuffle. He's never been, you know what, we're going to hand you the keys and you be our guy.
Yeah. What do you think happened last night? He just was a different guy. Think about that.
Yeah, let me think about that.
Also, when we come back, look who joins the 49ers on a list of biggest offseason losers. Has anyone told Draper about that?
I'm great about that.
That's next here with the Drive Guys from Stockton, the Stockton Arena. It's the Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
What if your business could see beyond what is and into what can be? What if you could create more impact in every decision? What if you had a partner as visionary as you are? With Bank of America, you get access to our trusted experts, real-time insights, and digital tools. So whether you run a local shop or a global enterprise, you're backed by business solutions to make every move matter. What would you like the power to do? Find out how at bankofamerica.com/banking for business. Bank of America is proud to be the official bank sponsor of FIFA World Cup 2026.
How can you free your team from time-consuming office tasks? Amazon Business. Smart business buying tools enable buyers to find and purchase items fast so they can focus on strategy and growth. Free up your team and focus on your future. Learn more at AmazonBusiness.com.
Get one free set of brake pads when you buy 2 brake rotors. Visit O'Reilly Auto Parts. Offer in-store only. Restrictions apply. See store for details.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, it's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch every day from lunch to late night? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
It's Carmichael Dave talking to you about my good friends at American Energy. You're in the Sacramento area. You know how the seasons work. They are a-changing right now. So American Energy wants to help you stay warm for the rest of the cold season, but help you stay cool during the warm season. Best way to do that, make sure your system is operating safely. So right now is the time to take advantage of half off a tune-up, $24.50. They cut that right in half. And if you want a diagnostic, guess what? You can't beat free. If it's free, it's me, and now it can be you. And also, it's the end of the season blowout. $4,000 off a new system plus any rebates. That $4,000, that's a direct drop from the sticker price. It's a great deal. Check them out at theaeway.com or an instant quote, or give them a call at 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990. Tell them your good buddy Carmichael Dave sent you.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
Sacramento's premier country music festival, Country in the Park, is coming back May 16th and 17th at Cal Expo with Bailey Zimmerman, Billy Currington, Cole Wetzel, Nate Smith, and more. You'll enjoy food trucks, rock walls, and a mechanical bull, line dancing, and more. Single-day GA tickets start at $52 at CITPFest.com. Country in the Park, May 16th and 17th with Paul Mitchell, The School, Sacramento, and Stoney's Rockin' Rodeo. Find out more at CITPFest.com.
There's no better time than now to get yourself into a brand new Jeep because it's Jeep Adventure Days at Sacramento Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, offering the best deals in town and a selection other dealers are jealous of. Stop on by. They're just off of Business 80 across from Hagen Oaks Golf Complex. Sacramento Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram.
Everyone has a past, but what happens if you've made mistakes and made good on that past, but it keeps following you? Are you looking for an attorney to erase past records and restore your rights? Maybe even restore your gun rights? Do you need a reputable criminal defense attorney who knows even good people make bad mistakes? Well, the attorneys at Gonzalez Law Office are here to help. Find Gonzalez Law Office online at saclegaldefense.com or call them at 916-304-9187. We don't settle for less, and neither should you.
My wife was like, I want to go to Hawaii and I want to bring the kids. And I was like, whose kids?
Jim Gaffigan. Everything is wonderful.
I spent the entire time applying and reapplying sunscreen, which thankfully makes my skin whiter.
Jim Gaffigan, a night of all new material. Saturday, March 29th, the venue at Thunder Valley. For tickets, visit thundervalleyresort.com.
Your afternoon home for Kings talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
Kyle Draper, what did you think of Wes Wilcox posting his thank you note to Sacramento now that he's headed off to the University of Utah?
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to read it fully. They went all out on this thing, well done. You got the Golden One Center in the background. I haven't read it fully, and I'll read it here.
You think he did the graphic design himself?
Nah.
Oh, okay. Just checking.
That's probably a template they got behind the scenes. You know what I mean?
Very nice.
Yeah, I'm reading it through right now.
Yeah. You going to read it on air or what?
Why do you handle that?
It touches all of the, the things that need to be said there. It's it's formal and it's very, very nice, very well done. Thank you. He's just thanking all the right people, and especially the fans. I want to thank the most passionate, loyal fans in the NBA for your endless enthusiasm and unconditional care of Kings basketball. Like you all, the Wilcox family will keep cheering for Sacramento Kings basketball. Wes Wilcox. I'm sorry to see him go, and I know there are fans. Things aren't going well, so they immediately blame the GM and the assistant GM for that matter. But that's unfortunate. I think the King, good for him. Good for his family, but I think the Kings have lost a very keen young mind there.
Yeah, and the thing, when I talk to people around the league, Wes is connected. It's not like,
right.
like people respect Wes, and you look at his long history working with the Cavs, the Atlanta Hawks, he's been around, and, this is obviously a different challenge and a new chapter for him, but this is a guy that is connected in the league, as much as some Kings fans, blame him for the shortcomings of the team. He's by most accounts well respected around the league.
How can you blame the assistant GM? Can I just ask you that?
Don't ask me. I'm not blaming. Ask the fan base. 916-339-1140. Whitey. Ask them.
All right. I mean, I think Monty gets more grief than he should, but I get it. He's the GM. But some people go all in on the assistant GM.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know where that came from.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I just don't get it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see it. And I'm surprised. And, it had to be hard for his family, kids too, as well. Think about it. He got young kids. He got teenagers as kids, and they're very, in tune with social media and what's being said. I can only imagine if my kids saw, some of the stuff that was being spewed towards Wes.
That must not be reading.
Who?
Your kids.
No, reading me?
No, reading social network.
No, they're not on Twitter.
No, okay.
They're on IG, and it's a little more positive or less negative.
Yeah,
not more positive, less negative.
IG's picture based.
Yeah.
So it's more or less.
Right.
Trace, let me ask you this, and maybe you don't have the answer, and Whitey, you could chime in on this. To me, Wes is like the numbers guy, like the analytics guy. Is he kind of like?
Was Ken Catanella still there? Because he's the numbers.
Yeah,
guy,
he's
right?
the numbers guy, right? Yeah,
he's really.
He's the budget guy, meaning
Oh, you're talking analytics.
I'm talking about analytics. Yeah, like isn't he kind of the analytics guy, the numbers guy?
Too. He's one of
Yeah,
the,
Monty's more the analytics.
Really?
They
Okay.
probably both are.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
I would. Good point, Whitey. I would say Monty, because Monty comes from that Daryl Morey.
Right.
You know what I mean? And you know, Monty goes out and speaks at the Sloan conference in Boston, the analytics conference. I think Monty's more of an analytics driven, and Wes is more old school basketball.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then I might have had that wrong from the jump.
I think so.
Yeah, because I always thought that Monty and Wes were more analytics driven, and you know, we weren't more on the eye, put it on the eye test, so to say.
Yeah.
I never thought that we operated on the eye more or less for the Kings organization. That's my fault.
Yeah, I mean, I think Wes was some analytics, but Monty is, you know,
he's for sure into it. He's into VORP.
Right.
Yeah.
VORP, exactly.
You know, it's really interesting to talk about the Kings and GMs and analytics. And Hambone actually told me this one time. Daryl Morey said, you know, Daryl Morey, as you said, Drapes, really into analytics. But he said one time that I'm in analytics and I'm pursuing these guys. Jeff Petrie, who at the time was Kings GM, not really an analytics guy, but he would pursue the same players that I would pursue. So it's just a different way at arriving at the same conclusion, which always stuck with me. There's more than two ways to skin.
Which one are you guys? Are you more analytics driven, or you kind of trust the eye test, or are you kind of a combination of both?
I'm a combination, but I'm more of an eye test guy. Like, you know, that's just me.
Yeah, to me, you can tell. You watch someone play, and you can tell if his analytics are going to be good or not. Really, because it's like something ain't right there. And like, oh yeah,
that's eye test.
Sometimes you're a little off. It's like, whoa, and that's surprising. That's really cool. But to me, for the most part, you can see like, what is it? This guy, there's something he's not doing, him or her. Then you look at the analytics, you get a clear idea. Oh, okay, that's the problem.
And I feel like analytics too is heavily dependent on who you're with around on the team at the same on the floor at the same
like
time.
offensive rating,
offensive rating.
This guy's offensive rating.
Yeah.
It's not an individual.
It's not
number.
an individual number.
That's a
So
great
I think
point.
it's hard. And then as a GM, you got to look. Okay, he's this in this system. How does he project in what we're doing? And so there are some guys who aren't big factors. Kristaps Porzingis,
right?
And he's trying. You know, Dallas, New York. He gets to Boston. All of a sudden, his numbers go off the roof. And so how does he fit in with our group more so than just, you know, what his analytics are? And that's the decision we're
I'll give you a player that the analytics said, whoa, awesome. And most fans with the eye test said, gee, I don't know. Kevin Martin. All right?
Yeah.
The analytics people, and he was an example of a guy like, you know, I think Daryl Morey went after him, and so did Petrie. The analytics said, oh, extremely efficient. And obviously, you look at his numbers, he was a good player.
He was a baller.
A lot of fans saw more of the flaws, you know, with the eye test.
He definitely put up numbers.
Yes.
And he definitely was one of those guys.
Fouls.
Yes. He definitely was a foul merchant. The other thing about Kevin, though, for me was you could just see he could play ball. Like he was a good baller. I mean, he did his thing. And as simple as it sounds, you know, it's elementary. Like, oh, Jay, he's just a baller. But he was a baller. Like Kevin Martin was a baller. Even though maybe statistics didn't add up to certain things, and statistics did overshadow a lot of his, you know, deficiencies.
But he was going to slight, and he
was.
He wasn't one of those players that's going to make you feel him.
No,
but he could do things to beat you.
Yeah, no, he was a baller though.
Where does Kyle Kuzma, let's say, fit into that? I feel like he's probably a guy, and I don't know if this is analytics or not. On Washington, his numbers jump off. You know, 23 points per game. Whatever. He still wasn't very efficient in terms of the 3-point shot. But if he goes to an LA, a Boston, those looks that he gets, Whitey, become more open. And now his 3-point shooting percent goes from 33 to 37, 38. And so that's why I feel like the numbers don't tell the full story.
Yeah, I know you'd been saying that when we were talking about should they bring in Kuzma, and you said maybe in a different situation, he plays better. And I've always thought that's a lot of risk to assume. But to your point, watching him on this road trip, it's like, that's Kyle Kuzma?
Yeah.
He looks like a different guy.
Different
He's more
guy out
energized.
there.
Yeah.
Different guy. He's, not looking for his own. It's fitting more into a team concept.
He's just playing harder to
playing harder. Yep.
Yeah.
Because he's playing for something.
Well, probably. Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Exactly.
But
Playing
to
for
point, that's something that there's no analytics for that. Right?
Yeah. And that's the hard part. It's like, think about it like this too. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. People thought he'd be good, but I don't think anybody thought he'd be this. Like, if the Clippers knew he would be this, they wouldn't have thought he'd be a nice little player. But and so that's why they made the trade for Paul George.
Jerry knew he was going to be pretty good, but Jerry West.
But Hall of Fame, no, Jerry West, maybe. Yeah. But MVP, multiple. I think it's one organization, and we got to talk about development too. You can't measure development. I saw you the Kawhi Leonard theory. If Kawhi doesn't go to San Antonio, does he become Kawhi? Probably not, in my opinion. So
yeah,
Damn, that's true.
Sometimes it's about just giving the right guy the opportunity and hoping that whatever's going to happen happens when you have him, and giving him that opportunity, because it's just so hard to anticipate what the player you took with your third pick is going to do. Nobody knows. The player doesn't even know. Speaking of analytics, real quick here, this is a quick look at the NFL offseason. It's based on analytics. Austin Mock does this in The Athletic. So he was just looking at pure numbers. Players have value. Players that lost the most value, teams that lost the most value, teams that gained the most value. So he has real quickly here the teams that were the biggest winners so far, and this can all change based on what happens in the draft. He's got Las Vegas, the Giants, the Patriots, the Colts, and the Commanders.
Winners?
Yes, it's a team that gained the most.
Okay.
Five biggest losers, the Jets, because, you lose Rodgers, Devontae Adams. If you're just looking at numbers, that's a lot to lose.
And Reed back there, too. Starting safety.
Dallas, Seattle, the 49ers, and the Philadelphia Eagles.
What?
Wow.
What does he say about Brandon Graham?
He says, no matter how you shake it, Philadelphia will be looking to replace a lot of snaps from this year's championship winning squad. Josh Sweat, Milton Williams, Brandon Graham, Darius Slade Jr., C.J. Gardner-Johnson, and Isaiah Rodgers are all gone. Wow.
That's what happens when you're a Super Bowl champion. You lose talent.
It does. Yes.
It is what it is.
So what does it say about the 49ers losing all the talent?
It says this ranking shouldn't come as a surprise to those tracking San Francisco's offseason because they've experienced a mass exodus of quality players. It says you Charvarius Ward, you lose Samuel, Jordan Mason, Aaron Banks, Dre Greenlaw, Hufanga, Javon Hargrave, Leonard Floyd, Malik Collins, Isaac Yiadom. Yeah. So, that's a lot. Again, if you're just looking at the numbers and you lose all that, it's like
half the damn team, man.
Yeah, right? Yes.
Oh, no, guys.
Hey, as Drapes will say, let me do my Drapes. That's what happens when you get close to winning the Super Bowl.
When you sniff. Super Bowl. Yes. When we come back, we're going to talk to the VP of Business Ops for the Kings. Aaron Morales is going to join us next from the Stockton Arena. Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Bonnie.
I'm meteorologist Heather Waldman in the KCRA3 Weather Center. Breezy conditions continue Wednesday night into Thursday with gusts to 30 miles per hour. Afternoon temperatures in the mid-60s on Thursday with scattered showers. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA News and the KCRA app.
Ready for an early bird special? A new HVAC system replacement, both heating and cooling, for as low as $11,789. This is a limited offer and ends April 15th. Bonnie.com. Some restrictions apply. License 696-355.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-9861. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-9861. That's 800-575-9861. Tax Relief Advocates, real solutions for real people.
Hey, what's up, Sacramento? It's Kyle Draper. Turn up the cleanliness at your restaurant, healthcare, or industrial business with Alsco Uniforms, the official sponsor of the Sacramento Kings Mop Crew. We've got you covered with crisp uniforms, hygienically clean linens, floor mats, and, of course, mops delivered weekly. But that's not all. Alsco Uniforms also offers weekly services for first aid and restroom supplies. Discover why it pays to keep clean with Alsco Uniforms. Just go to alsco.com to learn more. Again, that's ALSCO.com.
T-Mobile home internet is all about speed, value.
What you doing, Zach?
I'm rehearsing. There are so many benefits. You got to talk fast.
T-Mobile home internet ranks #1 in customer satisfaction for home wireless internet by J.D. Power.
Wow, you are good.
Try singing it. T-Mobile has price lock.
They won't raise your rate on internet.
Hulu and Paramount Plus on them.
Get T-Mobile home internet all in for just $55 a month with auto pay and any postpaid voice line.
Additional terms apply for J.D. Power 2024 award information. Visit jdpower.com/awards.
Every success you've had began with a great opportunity. Now there's another one. At University of Maryland Global Campus, we provide no-cost digital resources in place of textbooks and most courses. And that's not all. You'll receive your accredited online education at an affordable tuition with a choice for more than 135 degree and certificate programs. With online and hybrid courses, get everything you need to succeed again. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
Finally, an easy way to find home improvement contractors. Just visit subcontractorsunited.com and simplify your search for home services professionals. From cabinets to windows, roofing to plumbing, Subcontractors United is an easy, simple way to find and hire a home improvement contractor. And you never have to give up personal information. So no harassing phone calls like you get from those other websites. Subcontractorsunited.com is sponsored by D&D Cabinets and Savage Design.
Mike Rowe here with a quick question. Have you noticed cracks in your drywall, chimney, or exterior walls? I hope not, because if you have, they could be indications that you've got a much bigger problem with your foundation. That's where Groundworks comes in. They can honestly assess your situation and create a plan to stabilize your foundation. Schedule your free inspection at groundworks.com/row. And while you're there, check out my latest dirty job. It's a good one.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
Come check out Capital Casino, Sacramento's #1 poker room with the most variety of table games in the region in a safe and friendly environment. Plenty of well-lit parking available, conveniently located in downtown Sacramento. And remember, Capital Casino has the best food, the best service, and the best action. 411 North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento. For more information, log on to capital-casino.com and please gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
The Drive Guys, live and local, every afternoon, Monday through Friday on Sacktown Sports.
Yeah, coming to you today, of course, from the Stockton Arena. It's 209 Fan Appreciation Night. The Stockton Kings against the Sioux Falls Skyforce, right?
Yeah, man, that's a tough matchup.
I don't like that club. I've never liked it. With more on the matchup, with more to special night, nice stuff to join us, the VP of Business Ops for the Stockton Kings, Aaron Morales. Aaron, thank you for making time for us, and thanks for having us today.
No, thank you guys for making it out this way. You know, it's a pleasure to host you guys here, and been looking forward to having you guys out here to check it all out for the first time.
I must confess, this is my first time. You know, I grew up in Vallejo. I've been in Northern California my whole life. First time in here. It's a beautiful facility.
No, great facility. It was built in 2005, so it was first made for hockey with back in the day when they had the Stockton Thunder, and you know we eventually made our way with the relocation from Reno over here to Stockton back in 2018. So we've been here now for 6 years, and we're continuing to grow it and hoping to build it up alongside the community and the city of Stockton. So it's been a great thing.
Aaron, fan appreciation night tonight. What can fans expect when they come out here tonight?
Bobbleheads.
Yes, bobbleheads for sure. But fan appreciation night, it's always a fun game because one, we're celebrating the entire season, and it's the last regular season of the game. So we typically will go all out for our fans and want to showcase how much we appreciate their support. And so, from the time you walk in the building tonight, you're going to be greeted with, a welcome from all of our ushers and our staff, and we're going to be saying hello. But then you're also going to be receiving a Keon Ellis bobblehead, which would be really cool.
Yeah.
And Keon Ellis has some history here. We drafted him in Sacramento, and then we started him here in G League with his 2-way contract. And then now he's thriving, and he's up in Sacramento doing his thing. And, we're celebrating his success. We're celebrating the success of our city, and we're celebrating, our appreciation of the fans. And so from the time you walk in the doors, there's going to be the bobblehead giveaway, which will be for the first 1,000 fans. And then as you make your way into the arena and start to check out what's all that's going on, we have a full concourse set up with a number of nonprofits that are representing the 209. So we have about 20 nonprofits.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna circle around.
Yeah.
For sure tonight.
So alongside our fan deck, you could be walking around, checking out our fan deck, where we'll have 20 different organizations representing the city of Stockton.
That's where we are now, right?
That's exactly.
Yeah. And I see
right
some
up
of the
here.
tables right here. Okay.
Yep.
There'll be
So they'll be all along here on the fan deck. You can watch the game. You can visit, learn a little bit more about some of the organizations that are here in the city and represent the city. And then as you check out the game, there'll be a lot of entertainment that's taking place. From the time you start, we'll have the Stockton Corral here, who's a major fixture here in the community. And then as we make our way to halftime, we're actually going to have a special guest, Helen the Juggler.
Foot juggler, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
foot juggler.
Helen the foot juggler. Yeah.
And if you were fortunate enough to be at the game in Sacramento, you saw that she actually performed in
That was
Sacramento
her.
the other
Okay.
night.
Yeah.
Yes.
We got to see her. Yeah.
She's juggling tables with her feet.
and everything.
Yeah. So that's going to be fun for the fans because she's very good at what she does, and she's going to surprise a lot of people. And like I said, she's on a major stage with the NBA and our Sacramento Kings, and she's going to be here tonight. So it's going to be fun. A fun atmosphere.
We're catching up with Aaron Morales. He's the VP of Business Ops for the Stockton Kings. You got special jerseys tonight too, right?
Yeah, we're excited about this. Is one thing I'm really excited about. Me being a hometown kid from Stockton and being from the 209. And to be able to bring this to life with our team, it's been really cool to see what we've been able to do. We had one last year for our 209 night, and now this year we're going to have another one. And this jersey will be somewhat of a city edition representation. So we'll have our normal Stockton alongside the front of our chest, but there's a really unique design that we came up with, our design team and creative team over in Sacramento, and it's going to be representing the city seal. And so it's our city's flag. And some people don't know that we actually have a city flag, but we do.
All right.
And so it's going to be showcased on our jersey. There's an elk that's representative of the region. There's representation of the Delta waterways with the water, and the colors that we have are very connected to Sacramento, and the red and blue that we have out there as well. And then we have the backdrop of Mount Diablo in there as well. So it's going to be a really cool, unique jersey that I think people are really going to enjoy. And I
you
think
designed them, Aaron?
Our creative team in Sacramento. I had some vision. I had some vision with it, but I'm going to give the credit to them because that's where they come into play, and that's where they're the experts.
Hey, Aaron, I had the good fortune to come down earlier this season with the kids. Can you just speak to how family friendly this kind of environment is in the Stockton Kings game is? Yeah,
definitely. That's one thing that we pride ourselves on is focusing on a family, fun, friendly community. What you're going to find here is family affordable entertainment as well. And you can find tickets in the lower level that are probably going to cost you, a pretty penny when you go to the major league level, but you can find a lower level ticket for as low as $24. And as you make your way up to the lower part of the lower level, you can get in for $10. And so a family of four, you're going to be put back maybe $40, which is a normal night out. So it's very family friendly.
To your point, pardon me, but you're seeing guys who have just played and are back and forth between here and the NBA.
Yes. Yeah. And that's another kind of unique factor that we have with the G League is you may have a player that has just played in Sacramento the other night, and he's going to be playing out here, and you're going to get a full build out of him playing for a full game potentially. And so you're going to get a very unique experience for a very affordable price. So it's really cool to see.
Yeah, that's Aaron Morales, VP of Business Ops here with the Stockton Kings. I want to ask you about one of the things you're doing tonight, and if I'd known about it sooner, I would have brought some socks, but it's so cool. Can we have the sock toss, if you would, please?
Yeah, kind of along the lines of fan appreciation night, there's also another element that's included into tonight's game, and that's the 209 appreciation portion of it. And so we want to be fully representative of our city of Stockton, but then also of the region as well. And so what we've come up with, myself and the community team, as well as a few organizations here in Stockton, we've come up with this unique idea to have a sock toss that will benefit those that are in need. Mostly targeted towards the homelessness population, but we're working with several organizations that will be able to support those that are in need. And we're going to have a sock toss. So if you bring a newly packaged pair of socks to the game, you can throw it out on the court. We're going to do it at the end of the first quarter, and it's going to be a very unique experience to be thrown on the first quarter. We're going to collect them, and then we're going to donate them back to the organization as just part of our support for the 209. So it's really cool.
Yeah, looking forward to that. I know you guys clinched the playoff spot for the 4th straight year, I think it is. Congratulations on that. Any kind of postseason activations you guys are thinking about or working on yet?
Oh, we're going to go big for sure.
Okay.
No, that's the thought, is we're going to go big. We don't know yet where we're going to play because there's still some games to be played. We have tonight, and then we have the 2 games on the road. So we're still yet in kind of a waiting game, but we do control our own destiny to see where we're going to end up. But as far as the playoffs are concerned, you can expect more high level. I mean, every game counts in the playoffs, because in the playoffs, it's only one game and you're done. So it's kind of like the NCAA tournament. So if you lose one, that's it. There's no series until you make it to the actual finals. So if you make it to the finals, there's a 3-game series that you could be set up for, but it's one and done. So every game is going to count. So that means high intensity, high action, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So we've been fortunate enough to be here in the playoffs for the past 3 seasons. Yeah. So we've created a nice winning tradition here. Yes. So it's been fun to see.
Yeah, again, that's Aaron Morales, VP of Business Ops here. What's the synergy been like? The opportunities, how have you been able to take advantage of them between Stockton and the Kings since the franchise moved from Reno?
Yeah, I think the proximity has been very helpful. Sure. I mean, we don't have to go through the mountains to connect with our team.
Right. Yeah.
So that's very helpful. So you have the ease of getting the players to and from. You can shoot them, back and forth, no matter what part of the season it is. So that's been very helpful. And then secondly, to have that connection to Sacramento. Sacramento is fully supportive of everything that we're doing, and so we have some of our staff that are actually part of Sacramento staff and will support some of our efforts as well. So from a creative side, as I had mentioned earlier, and then even from the digital side, we got the PR side that also supports our efforts. So we have a very collaborative effort with Sacramento, and that's important for our success, because as we get off the ground and running, we're still trying to build. And so to have that support and that backing from our parent club in Sacramento is definitely done wonders for us, because it helps our success.
Obviously, you're going to have a great halftime entertainment. How do you guys come up with that? And what's been the strangest halftime performer that you've seen out here in Stockton?
Oh, man, I'd have to think about the strangest one. But as far as how we go about it, there's a number of ways. We like to stay involved with the community. So we're always looking in the community. Anytime we can work with the community and have some unique halftime performances that are locally based, and we can bring them out to kind of showcase and use our platform to showcase what it is that they have to offer, whether it's a dance class or whether it's a karate class or even a basketball team. So we like to work within the community to help kind of connect them to what we're doing here. But then we also have some unique ideas that we come up during the off season, and we start to target, and we work closely. Once again, going back to what we were talking about with Sacramento. Yeah. We'll work with Sacramento to see what type of acts they have, and if they fall in line with what we're capable of doing, we have the resources for. Maybe we can tie the two together. Yeah. So we tend to do that when we can, and then we'll come up with some of our own. And some of it comes by way of our own research, and then some of it comes by way of some of what we're seeing across the league and the G League and some of the other teams and what they're doing, and then we start to do our own research. But as far as unique, I'll have to think about that one. I might have to get you another answer on that one.
Let's go. The biggest question is, how do they learn that they have that talent? How does our table twirler tonight know that she has that talent? It's so crazy.
That's what's the funny part, is when we see that stuff taking place, whether it's on YouTube or whatever website that we happen to come across or share with us on social media, we start to think of it that way and say, is that something that people would really enjoy, and would it attract some folks as well? And then if so, then let's pursue it further. Let's talk about it further and see if they'd be interested. And now you just brought up a good point, and something that you help remember. One of the most creative acts. There's a chin balancer that we've had for the past couple of seasons.
Oh, the guy with the guy that with the ladder too and everything. That's pretty sweet.
So he's been one of the most unique ones, and one that we get a lot of comments on, just because they're in awe of what he's doing. Because, like you said, it could be a ladder, it could be a table, and he'll jump on a few different tables, or elevate himself a little bit higher. So it can get crazy.
He had a wheelbarrow too, I think, at one time, like a wheelbarrow. And I'm like, how are you doing that?
He's laying in bed or in the shower. What about a wheelbarrow?
Right.
I'll have to try that.
Our game entertainment director, or our VP of entertainment, who does a lot of stuff. He has a lot of ideas, Maurice Brazelton, and then he collaborates with our director here on the game entertainment side, and they come up with a lot in ideas and very, like I said, very collaborative.
Aaron, we know you're really busy right now. We appreciate your time. Thanks for coming over. Thanks for having us. Best of luck in the playoffs as well. Continued success.
I appreciate you guys making the time, and I'm glad to have you guys and host you guys, and hopefully we'll get a win for you guys while you're here today.
Yeah, let's do it.
Awesome. Aaron
Appreciate
Morales.
you, Aaron.
Fan appreciation. 209 Fan Appreciation Night with Stockton Kings. When we come back, was that a playoff preview last night? That's next with the Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
Easy way to get life insurance in 10 minutes. Ethos has rates that you can afford, like a $500,000 policy for a 40-year-old male starting at $1 a day or $30 a month with a few health questions and no medical exam. Get your free quote right now at checkethos.com. That's checkethos.com. Not available in all states. Rates do vary.
Unbelievable.
All right.
Those are the sounds of tax accountants rejoicing after experiencing the power of Blue Jay, the leading generative AI solution for tax research. Tax season is here, and if you're an accounting firm, the pressure is on. Long hours and tight deadlines make this time of year a challenge for even the most seasoned tax professionals. So, tax accountants, here's your solution. Blue Jay, the preferred partner solution of CPA.com for tax research. Ask a complex tax question, and Blue Jay gives you better tax answers in seconds. Save time and maximize your clients' refunds with high-speed, accurate, and intuitive AI technology built with a library of only the most trusted tax resources, updated daily to keep up with changes in tax. For a limited time, save 40% off at bluejay.com/start now. That's BLUE, the letter J.com/start now. Or text BLUE to 511-511. Blue Jay, generative AI for better tax answers. Text BLUE to 511-511 today. Tax fees may apply.
Big savings are back at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. New Hondas are piling up, and that means big savings for you.
Looking to own or lease? During the spring sales event, drive a brand new Accord or Civic. Visit us today at FolsomLakeHonda.com, your one-stop Honda shop.
As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too.
Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Power Business Technology is proud to be a 100% independent, locally owned and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer since 2021. Contact us today for all your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729. Or visit us at PowerCopiers.com.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Are you a victim of the timeshare trap and think there's no way out? I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, the original timeshare cancellation expert. And I'm here to tell you that there is a way out. All you need to do is give my office a call. I will send you a timeshare exit information kit absolutely free, explaining how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free info kit. 800-902-5454. 800-902-5454.
Welcome to Staples.
I hear Staples prints it all for any business.
You bet. And we'll beat any print quote.
So if I had a pizza place.
Staples can print signs, menus, pizza boxes.
A landscaping business.
Oh, we can print yard signs, t-shirts, brochures.
How about a pizza/landscaping business? I'll call it Dough and Mo.
I like it.
Right now at Staples, get up to $250 off your print purchase. Ends 4/5, exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for offer details. Price match guarantee valid in store and staples.com/print. Visit staples.com/price match for details.
Get ready, NorCal. The Lodi Beer Fest and State Barbecue Championship is on Saturday, April 26th at the Lodi Grape Festival grounds. There will be something for everyone. Craft beers from over 50 breweries, live music, outrageous food, games, plus taste barbecue from world-class barbecue teams. For tickets and more information, go to grapefestival.com. Must be 21 years of age or older to attend. The Lodi Beer Fest, where great brews meet legendary cues. Saturday, April 26th in Lodi.
You know the old early bird and worm thing? Well, here's an early bird special and Bonnie's lowest price of the year. Imagine an entire new HVAC system replacement, both heating and cooling, for as low as, ready? $11,789. Take advantage of that. $11,789. Hurry though, this is a limited offer and ends April 15th. The sooner you act, the sooner you save. Plumbing, electrical, heating, and air, Bonnie.com. Some restrictions apply. License 696-355.
The PGA Club fitters at the Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio know that golf should be fun. They also know that players of all abilities will hit the ball farther and straighter, play better golf, shoot lower scores, and have more fun if they get fitted before they purchase golf clubs. Hagen Oaks delivers the same technology and major brands used to fit PGA and LPGA professionals. See how the game can be even more fun. Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio fittings are available 7 days a week. Make yours today by calling 916-808-2531. That's 808-2531.
Your local sports leader in the 916.
KHTK HD1 Sacramento. KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios. Sacktown Sports 1140. Live and local, it's the Drive Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sacktown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sacktown Sports app.
Yeah, I got what I came for. Thanks to the Stockton Kings for the Keon Ellis bobblehead. Yeah. So first 1,000 people tonight get these at the 209 Fan Appreciation Night, Stockton Arena, the Sioux Falls Sky Force. Whoa, this is a well-run organization here, Mr. Draper.
Yeah. And first 1,000, I think we qualified for that, right? I think we were some of the first people here.
Nah,
right?
man, you like first 20.
we were in the building, no doubt, nice and early.
Yeah, so the Stockton Kings headed to the playoffs, and Doug Christie last night, after the Kings fell to the Oklahoma City Thunder, he said, that's a team that you're going to face in the playoffs.
I like that.
At some point, you have to make a stand. To our guys' credit, they did. How about that playoff preview last night, Drapes?
I like the sound of that, Whitey, and I thought our guys came out in that third quarter and were ready for it. You know, they came with the appropriate level of locked-inness, if you will. And
why are you looking up the Sioux Falls Sky Force?
No, because I want to see their roster. I want to see who they got.
They got Tony Snell.
Oh, Tony Snell.
Tony Snell on
Tony Snell.
Yeah,
oh, that's my
and Nasir Little.
Oh,
is Nasir Little on there?
Yeah. Josh Christopher is an NBA player.
Yep.
Nasir Little. You're right. Tony Snell. All right.
Christopher.
Malik Williams. All right.
Overrated.
Nice little squad there. Not the Stockton Kings, but
they are an affiliate of who? Do we know?
Miami.
Oh,
yeah, Miami Heat.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Miami.
Yeah.
So yeah, just doing my research for tonight's game, big fella.
You on the call or something? All of a sudden now he's doing research. Where your charts at,
my
man?
boards together and everything. No, this should be a good Tony Snell. Damn.
Yeah.
That's
Drapes,
huge.
what did you think of Doug's efforts last night after the game to turn this thing into more of a positive? Obviously, you got the losing streak. Now you are through the toughest part of the schedule. It would appear that only matters, of course, if you win games. But it was interesting to me that Doug is like, hey, we came back last night. This is a playoff preview. That's the team you're going to play. And he really was consciously, I think, trying to frame everything in about as positive a way as he could.
Well, I mean, we know Doug's a positive guy through and through. He's always looking at the bright side. And so I fully expected it from him. And, you know, being negative, it doesn't help anything, especially now. You're still in the fight. You still have a chance to make the playoffs through the play-in. And so no need to come out here and rip and be all negative and everything like that. You know, you got to focus on the positives, you know, especially publicly. Like that third quarter was great. And we got to, you know, remember the opponent that we were facing, they're a well-oiled machine. They know exactly who they are and what they do. And, you know, to me, if I'm Doug, I'm looking at them. All right, guys, that's what we're trying to get to.
Right.
You know, and so I look at it like this too, Whitey, and I've said this before, man. Domas and Zach have played, I think, 15 games together. I think it's right around 15. And so to expect this team to be a champion level caliber team right now it just, it's not realistic. And so these last 10 games, the play-in and potential playoffs.
Here's your
shouts out to Aaron. Shouts out to Aaron, man. You want to get back on the show, Aaron, man? You want to come on, man? Thank you, sir. Thank you.
I love that. That's awesome. And so, yeah, it's I think these last 10 games, man, if Doug doesn't believe and if the players don't believe, what the hell are we doing there, Whitey? That they could turn it around and make some noise. And so if they lose belief, like some members of the fan base have, then, well, we might as well roll up and go home, man.
Right. And it's going to take, some wins, consecutive wins, to restore the faith of some fans. Some fans, I think, are just out until they see what happens in the offseason. And as we say, fans are going to fan, and you can fan however you want to fan. I will say that I think with Malik coming back, with the schedule lightening up, there's every reason to think the team is going to start converting some of the things they're doing now into more wins in the short term. And it's a very short term because you only have, 10 games to go here.
Yeah. And how about this, Whitey? I'll say it like this. Who were the Phoenix Suns 3 weeks ago?
They were a dying star.
Right.
Yeah.
What are they now?
They're surging.
It could change just like that.
Yeah.
You get a couple of wins, you get some confidence, all of a sudden it clicks. I mean, think about it like this. This team, after Mike Brown got fired, go on a 7-game winning streak. Like, something clicked. And so the hope, I would imagine, is, with 10 games left to go, something clicks for this team. And I tell you, the upcoming schedule, you got to win and you got to play every team, no doubt. But if you could beat Portland, then you head on the road, an Orlando team that's going to be tough. Like, try and bank some wins and get the good vibes back in the locker room.
Look, I get it. This is arguably, as we discussed last night, this is one of the most disappointing seasons the Kings have had in Sacramento. That's just the reality of it. So I'm not trying to say, everything's great. And I understand why fans are disenchanted. But the Kings are playing for a playoff spot, potentially. And then, as we said yesterday, as everyone knows, it's not an easy path there. But anytime the Sacramento Kings are in the playoffs, that's an accomplishment. This team can still do that. So I'm choosing to enjoy this run here the rest of this regular season. And I hope it ends up in a postseason berth. And if it doesn't, we'll deal with that when we have to.
Right.
If we have to.
It makes no sense to be ultra negative right now. I mean, it is what it is, and nothing's going to change. This is the roster right now, and it will be addressed in the offseason. Like, this yours right here, big fella?
Yeah.
Oh, can I use it?
Yeah.
Little hand sand, my man.
I was wondering what you're looking at.
The sand hand No, I was. I put the Morales' mic on mute. Because it wasn't on mute, and we were getting some feedback. Yeah. So I'm an engineer by day too, big fella. You know what I mean? I'm just saying. But it doesn't. I mean, it would be miserable to be negative these last 10 games. Like that's not living. Like, it's entertainment. I'm gonna enjoy it. I'm gonna look for some positives. Look for things we can build on. Okay, this happened. Maybe this will work next season.
And the team does have to supply some of those things.
Right. You can't just lay down.
Yeah.
You can't just lay down.
Yeah.
And also, Whitey, too, we got to remember the level of competition we just came on. Now, if we roll over and play that against Portland, Orlando, Indiana, and some of the teams we have coming up, Charlotte, then okay, I get it. But the team we saw these last 2 nights, night and day. They're in different leagues right now. It is what it is.
That final game of the regular season could be a big game, Drapes.
Looming large, right? Could be a big game. Phoenix, 12:30 start on a Sunday afternoon.
Yeah, and I was looking at tiebreakers, and who knows if it's going to come to that. I think the Kings are up 2-1 right now, right?
Is it 2-1? Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. And then you've got, division record.
Right.
That would not favor the Kings.
Oh, they got a better division record than us?
Yeah, the Kings have not played well in the division.
But here's the thing, Whitey.
It's a huge game.
We only got to beat one team, Phoenix or Dallas. Obviously you want the home court for the first play-in, yes.
Right.
But in terms of, are you out of the play-in totally? You only got to beat Dallas and or Phoenix. You got the tiebreaker right now with Dallas, so you're in good shape when it comes to that. And so there's still games to be played, man. Come on, man. Come on, Kings fans.
A lot of people have given up. The faith is weak. They've given up their faith. They're last night, they just became numb to some of the things going on with this team right now.
How about this? When can we expect negative Draper? After the season? That's what I want to hear. I like negative Draper. And he put his name on it, Justin.
Good for Justin.
Good for Justin.
When we come back, are we taking the bait on what LeBron said about Giannis?
Oh, I can't wait.
Yeah, we'll find out next. Drive Guys, Sacktown Sports.
All guests come to you from the Folsom Lake Honda Hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Are you a victim of the timeshare trap and think there's no way out? I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, the original timeshare cancellation expert. And I'm here to tell you that there is a way out. All you need to do is give my office a call. I will send you a timeshare exit information kit absolutely free, explaining how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free info kit. 800-902-5454. 800-902-5454.
Seems everything costs more these days. Gas, groceries, and when's the last time you checked your wireless bill? Yikes. When it comes to big wireless, if you're staying, you may be overpaying. Here's how to get the same fast, reliable nationwide coverage without the big wireless bill. Switch to Consumer Cellular. Plans start at just $20 a month, and that's not a short-term promo. Our U.S.-based experts will get you switched and saving in about 20 minutes. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com and start saving today. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing.
Experience the excitement of Sacramento Rivercats baseball at Sutter Health Park. From thrilling plays on the field to fun in the stands with family and friends, Rivercats baseball is for everyone. Enjoy lively entertainment all season long, the best ballpark food around, some of the finest views of the city, and baseball memories with the Sacramento Rivercats to last a lifetime. Grab your tickets now at rivercats.com.
The only station in Sacramento giving you local sports coverage from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. Sacktown Sports.
Get to the Stockton Kings for having us. Thanks for the Keon Ellis bobbleheads. Go to the first 1,000 fans in tonight. I think that's the first bobblehead I've received at a game since a Kevon Looney Star Wars bobblehead
Really?
2 years ago. Yeah, like pre-pandemic.
Yeah, we
Kevon
don't
Looney
give away
Star
bobbleheads
Wars.
up in Sac.
I haven't
You gotta
seen
go
one,
to Star
fellas.
Market or
Yeah,
something
I haven't
like
seen
that.
one yet.
What is the number one all-time ballpark/arena giveaway item?
Oh.
You know, in Sacramento, they're really big on the towels.
Towels,
which are-
yeah.
Those are nice. T-shirts are nice.
Yeah.
Kind of
Those
basic.
towels.
Like,
I'll give you one
Okay.
before while
Yeah.
Drapes thinks about it. 1989 World Series replica ring night.
Now
Oakland
that's-
A's.
Yeah, that you can't.
It was
knock
either
that.
94, 95.
Yeah.
Mom took me, had no clue that she knew, I didn't know. And like coming in, they're like, yeah, here you go. The hell is that? Pull it out. I said, oh man, I had that thing on my finger like I was Dave Henderson, like I was Hindu.
They was blinking out there.
Those are relatively new. It's only fairly recently that they started giving those away, I think.
Oh, at a
The
game,
replica.
Yeah.
They're nice.
Yeah, it's nice, man.
They are. I've seen some at like their vendor booths set up at like the fair and stuff like that, where you can buy a replica for like $30 or something.
Yeah.
And the kids are like, "Dad,
Yeah.
we should get one." I don't know, man. I love the bobbleheads. I really love the bobbleheads. Something else. I
mean,
can't
I'm
even
old
think
school.
of
I love
one.
the helmet night.
Helmet.
Give me the helmet.
Oh, you like the helmet?
Baseball helmet.
Remember the small bat?
Oh, the
Yeah, the small bat was one of those. Yeah, the mini bats.
They used to give away, well, they weren't quite full size, but bigger, almost.
The
almost
3/4
regular.
bat?
Yeah.
The fungo?
Yeah. And I think it became too dangerous.
I think it's inside here, Drapes. I think it's.
Oh, is that what it
like,
is?
yeah, I'm hearing it because they're raising some stuff
all
up
right,
over
all right,
there.
all right.
DJ,
You
I
heard
think
it
it's
too. All
inside.
right,
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, I remember going to bat day at the Coliseum, sitting in the bleachers, and all the fans, all the kids would have our badges. Bam, bam, bam.
Oh my
bam,
God.
bam.
Oh,
That's why they stopped doing it then.
right. I can imagine. Yeah, man. What else could there be?
Jersey.
Oh,
Jersey night.
Hey, A's are doing that. Remember basketball jersey?
basketball.
Night? They're giving away. I don't know.
I
what
wanted
it's
to
gonna be.
go as a couple seasons ago, not last season. I think 2 seasons ago, they did Ricky Henderson jersey night, and I just wasn't able to get there. But that was one of the ones. And if I'm not mistaken, it was it Terry Steinbach night? It was something like that.
Hello.
You can't get away from it. You're inside the arena.
Yeah, it works.
Jeez, that's loud. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
All right.
Banter the Young says the mini baseball helmets from Baskin Robbins need to come back.
I like
you get
that.
those at the yard, so depending on
Yeah.
which yard you're going to. Little helmet with the, or Drapes like
Sunday.
the regulation helmet with the hot dog.
Yes,
I'm all in on
That's
that.
pretty good.
I'm all in on
You
that.
all in on that
Yeah,
too?
what?
Right, the Mets hot dogs and
The dog bowl.
$12 and you get the helmet. That's the best deal in sports right now.
It is.
man.
Pretty close.
Seriously.
Okay. Are we going to take the bait on LeBron? LeBron was on.
Yeah, let's go. Go for it.
McAfee, and he was laughing, and he said, "You trying to tell me Giannis wouldn't be able to play an NBA game in the 70s? Giannis would have 250 points in the game in the 70s. 250." First of all, you had an interesting theory on why he was on with McAfee.
I was. I'm like, why would he go on McAfee of all shows? And then I'm like, oh yeah, he has a beef with Stephen A. Smith. Man, this is
That is pretty loud.
Yeah, they got to crank the bass
There you
down,
go. They
man.
turned it down a little
It's
bit.
a 3,000 seat arena, not a 30,000 seat. Like, my God. Jeez, that thing was loud. But no, McAfee and Stephen A. reportedly have some beef. LeBron and Stephen A. have some beef. So how do you make Stephen A. upset? Go to his rival, if you will, McAfee, and give him a lengthy 70-minute sit down.
I think I made him mad or something when I said it.
I know, right? Let me see.
Oh, they got a routine they're working on.
Oh, yeah, it's a cheer team. They're about 8 years old. No, this is a great song right here. It's on the Draper playlist.
Is it really?
One of
Which
my
one?
playlists
What
here.
playlist? I was going to say, what playlist?
It's my pop rock playlist.
Okay.
On the,
I thought he
iPhone
was going
here.
to turn it up.
My God.
That is pretty loud. I'm not even going to tell you no stories.
I can't focus.
Would Giannis score 250 points in the 70s?
249. No, of course not. But he would be dominant, Whitey. He would be.
Well, for one thing, there's no 3-point
Right,
line,
no
so I
three.
don't have to spread out. So I can build that Giannis wall a little easier. I don't have to worry about him kicking it out for 3.
Nah, man. Come
Right?
on now.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
But he would adapt his game and then just operate right around the basket. How you guard him? Remember, illegal defense back in the day. So you couldn't double, really. You know what I mean? You had to play straight up. Giannis would abuse most NBA players. Kareem could guard him. Robert Parrish could guard him. Moses Malone. But he would be dominant.
Yeah, because he's such a hybrid.
A hybrid, exactly. And he could handle the rock. You mentioned build the wall. We ain't seen nobody as big and fast and could handle the rock like him back in the day. He's not scoring 250, obviously, but I think his game could travel. Yeah, I think he'd still be a stud back then. What you got, Jay?
I've been looking at the whole LeBron interview, and there's so many things
so
to break
much.
it down to. That
So much.
firing at Stephen A. Smith, talking about he's on a Taylor Swift tour right now.
Yeah.
If anyone was waiting on the video to come out, it was his tail. He completely missed the whole point. How about this one? He went after Brian Windhorst,
Yeah,
too.
he went after Windhorst also.
He's like,
LeBron did?
Yeah. He's been following me. He said he interviewed me in high school, and he's been following me since high school, and he's been getting bigger every year. It's kind of weird. I thought Windhorst was tied to the camp, the Clutch Sports camp. LeBron,
not initially. It was Windhorst who, what was it? LeBron's went to Windhorst's mom's, was a student, and Windhorst's mom was the teacher.
Right.
Back in the day. But
they not
basically
tied
what I'm
together.
hearing, LeBron is saying,
We not
I ain't
good.
down with these real guys like they acting to be. You know?
He said this about Nike. I didn't sign with Nike because of MJ. I signed with Nike because I got a hell of a signing bonus and moved my mom out of the hood the day after I signed the contract. Wasn't about MJ.
Yeah.
The thing about Giannis, it's hard not to see that as a swipe at players from the 70s. I don't think he means it that way, but I'm sensitive to that because obviously I remember all that.
Yeah.
But you got his coach now saying, Bill Russell played against plumbers or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
I do think, all right, Giannis would have held his own then. I think it's a little disrespectful to say that he would have scored 250, but I also know LeBron is smart and he knows that he's going to say that, and then everyone's going to be talking about it for 3 days.
Exactly. Mission accomplished. And obviously he was joking a little bit, but yeah, it's it's LeBron's way of getting us talking about him. And like to Jay's point, there are about 10 topics that he touched on. That we could really, dive into. So the Bronny situation, Stephen A, his relationship with Kobe, relationship with Jordan. Yeah, so much stuff in that.
Said Jordan won't even talk to him till after he retires. He said he didn't have a good relationship. I did not have a good relationship with Kobe Bryant until we played in the Olympics together.
Mm-hmm.
And as I came to the Lakers and he retired, we became close, great friends.
Mm-hmm.
Me and MJ, he won't talk to me until I retire.
That makes sense to me. I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying I would be that way. But in order to be that accomplished, you have to be a hyper competitive person.
Yeah.
So that's
talking
what it's all about.
MJ being competitive, right?
Yeah.
I don't.
But not talk to him. I mean, I know that's tongue in cheek.
That's
because
right.
he's like, "Hey, what's up, LeBron?" That type of stuff. But as far as have a sit down conversation, and we know LeBron is a student of the game. It sounds like LeBron is always mesmerized of talking to the greats.
Back too, by the way.
Which is with Steve Nash. It is what it is. All right, man. But I'm not gonna give that no publication or promotion. But the fact of the matter is, wouldn't you think greats sit down with greats and have conversations? And again, I'm not saying they haven't.
But MJ's different.
I know.
Right. He's competing with LeBron in a way.
Right.
So
you think?
Hence why he said, "Talk to me after you retire."
Yeah. And think about it too. LeBron has gone on record saying he's the GOAT now. And if you're MJ, the competitor that he is, you're like, yeah, whatever. I'm not going to get close to this guy.
What the hell is MJ able to do anymore? He's done.
Well, some people think that's why The Last Dance came out when it did.
It was during COVID, though.
Because
they rushed it out, though.
Right? MJ put it together like as a response to all of the whole narrative was starting to shift towards, wow, LeBron is the greatest.
In case you forgot, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's interesting that I'm competitive as anyone.
Yeah.
But dude, you're a grandfather. You're chilling. You're relaxed. You're damn near 70.
But
what else are you competing about?
Can you?
But what is he competing about? There's nothing else he can.
The GOAT.
But
GOAT status.
And let's keep it.
You're right, but
MJ ain't all warm and fuzzy anyway.
Oh, no, for sure.
So
I get
it's
that.
like, even if it wasn't about, he's not going to pick up the phone and be a mentor or nothing like that's not his style, right? Like,
Okay.
He's not like some of these other former athletes.
Mm-hmm.
He moves differently.
Yeah. Another thing LeBron says is that the NBA is at its best right now. It's never been better. Is he right? Well, we're going to come back with that here from the Stockton Arena, the Drive Guys, along with Nirvana on Sacktown Sports.
Coach Doug Christie here for your truck headquarters, reminding you that every deal at Folsom Lake Ford is a slam dunk. Shop all your favorite models on sale now, including America's best-selling truck for over 47 years, Ford F-Series, plus a huge selection of Broncos, Bronco Sports, and all of Ford's award-winning SUVs at FolsomLakeFord.com. Listen, I know a great play when I see one, and if you want to save on a new Ford, you got to drive the lane straight to Folsom Lake Ford in the Folsom Auto Mall. Right now, buy any new Ford with zero down on approval of credit. Save big with low interest financing, and Folsom Lake Ford always pays top dollar for your trade. So hurry to Folsom Lake Ford, a 6-time Triple Crown winner for sales and service excellence. That's why they're my trusted dealer, and they should be yours too. Tell them Coach Doug Christie sent you, or shop them online at FolsomLakeFord.com.
Come check out Capital Casino, Sacramento's #1 poker room with the most variety of table games in the region in a safe and friendly environment. Plenty of well-lit parking available, conveniently located in downtown Sacramento. And remember, Capital Casino has the best food, the best service, and the best action. 411 North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento. For more information, log on to capital-casino.com, and please gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
What sets Ashton & Price apart from other injury law firms? I'll tell you. From beginning to end, all important legal decisions are made directly between our clients and their experienced local attorney. A gate agent flying the plane, the receptionist performing surgery, not a chance. There's simply no substitute for the unique power of the direct attorney-client relationship offered by Ashton & Price. And there's never a fee until we win, and between you and me, we win a lot.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton and Price.
Get ready for the high-octane action. It's the 76th season opener at the Stockton 99 Speedway, March 29th. Watch the intense racing action as the Stockton Late Models, NorCal Mini Stocks, NorCal Legend Series, Pure Stocks, and Fast Car Solutions Mini Modifieds tear up the track. It's fast, it's thrilling, it's non-stop action you don't want to miss. Family-friendly fun, food, and excitement for everyone. Gates open at 5 p.m. Racing starts at 6. Stockton 99 Speedway, where speed and excitement come to life. March 29th. Be there for the 76th season opener. For tickets, visit Stockton99.com.
Toyota's Ready, Set, Go sales event ends soon. Hit the road or trail in a powerful new Toyota truck with unstoppable performance and legendary reliability. Hurry in for a low lease on 2024 Tacoma, or get low financing or incredible $3,000 cash back on 2025 Tundra. Or check out the all-new redesigned 2025 4Runner. Don't miss Toyota's Ready, Set, Go sales event. Toyota, let's go places. APR offer available through TFS to buyers with premium rated credit. Cashback available through TMNA and cannot be combined with other offers. Ends 3/31/25.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Your afternoon home for Kings talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
We're in Stockton at the Stockton Arena. It's 209 Fan Appreciation Night tonight. Giving away Keon Ellis bobbleheads. We've been talking, among other things, about great ballpark/arena giveaways. And Linda Harold in the Chateau says, growing up, we'd always go to Bat Day at the Oakland A's games. We got free green full-size bats with a player autograph on it. I got some. I don't know that they were. They seemed like it when I was 8 years old. It seemed like a full-size bat, but it wasn't one of the mini ones. The mini ones are cooler in some ways.
I like the mini ones.
Yeah,
but I remember that's how I found out what Campy Campaneris' name was, because it said Dagoberto Campaneris. I was like, what?
Oh, you learned something.
Campy Campaneris. Right. Dagoberto. What is that? And that's, they Americanized it. And they called him Bert Campaneris. But yeah, those were cool bats. The green ones with the.
Were they wooden?
Yes.
They were wooden?
Yeah.
Oh, the wooden ones? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can remember even before that, before they were green, they just had the regular bats. Regular colored bats. I think we go to Bat Day one time, and it was a 1-0 game, and one of my brothers locked the keys in the car in the parking lot, and AAA had to come. And by the time we got into the game, we missed the only run of the game. My mom was not happy. Mom was not happy. Mom was not thrilled. Missed the only run.
You want to throw that brother under the
That was my brother Brian.
Okay.
Or so legend has it. I don't know. Anybody could have done it. Is the NBA the best it's ever been right now, Drapes? LeBron says a lot of things, and I know a lot of times he says things just to get people talking about things because he's very smart. But among other things, he says, look, the league's the best it's ever been.
I think the talent is the best it's ever been. The overall talent of the league. Is it the best competitively it's ever been? I don't know about that. I can't co-sign on that. Maybe it's because I'm, romanticizing growing up, in the 70s and 80s, before money really, took over. It seemed like these guys played for the love of the game. I like the competitive, not necessarily fist fights, but the rivalries back in the day. I hate this guy. I want to do my best against this guy. It may be like that internally, let's say for, a Jason Tatum or something. I want to prove I'm the best, but you don't feel it like you did back in the day. Like back in the day, we knew Jordan hated Isaiah and those guys, you know? Like, who hates who? It was real. Who hates who in today's NBA? Like, maybe somebody hates Dylan Brooks. Like, even
Nurkic and
Draymond
and
Rudy Gobert.
Yeah.
But remember, even 15 to 20 years ago, LeBron and Lance Stevenson.
Yeah.
You know, like that. We don't have that really anymore. And so from that respect, I got to disagree with LeBron. Like, I feel like the NBA is missing it. Talent-wise, I think it's the best it's ever been. But
I think the talent will always get better and better.
Right. It's just natural.
Now,
Right.
you can take one snapshot of 1 year and say, well, that year kind of stands out. But by and large, I think every year it's better and better. And I think players get better and better. And I think whenever we compare who's the greatest, the guy that came along later is probably better than the guy who played 20 years ago, because that's just kind of the natural progression. But is the game as competitive? Yeah, to your point. There are still the hyper-competitive people who have to win, you know, not that would like to win, but the guys that would have to win.
Right.
It does seem now that with money being what it is, it's just less important to as many players that they win, which affects the product. But it's still a great game.
It's still a great game. Yeah, it's still a great game. And what's interesting about that, Whitey, is I do feel like players care about their legacy and whether or not they win a championship, because we see it. Guys later in careers, they teaming up and Kevin Durant jumping around and all of that. But these guys are making so much money. I don't know, man. It's hard to think about it like this. Let's say I was making what you're making here at Sacktown Sports.
Well,
it'd be hard for me to come in and give it 100% every day.
Quarter of a meal.
Right?
Tell me about
this guy making, $500,000 over here and
right.
everything like that.
Right.
But no, think about it. Even after a loss, it sucks. But you go out to your $200,000 car, you open up your phone and look at your bank account. It's easy to go therapy shopping. You know what? I had a bad day. Let me buy this new Rolex. That'll make me feel better. It's just different, man.
You know what it reminds me of, and this isn't about the money, but De'Aaron, when he was here last couple of years, there'd be tough losses. And he would say afterwards, you know what? I'm going to go home. I'm going to go home to my wife and my kid. It's going to be okay. And fans hated that.
Yes.
When you think about it, it's a very healthy approach, right?
Right. It really
for
is.
a fan, it's like, I'm upset about it, and I didn't even play.
Yeah.
Fans don't like to hear that.
Yeah, the fans want you to carry that loss, and hopefully it fuels you. But I think when it comes to basketball, it's an inner pride. It's what is your motivation? Is your motivation to take care of mom and dad? Generational wealth, or is your motivation to be the greatest that ever played the game? And that's why LeBron, Kobe, all the game's greats. It's more than just money for them.
Yeah.
Like they're trying to build a legacy,
To me, the biggest difference, we've probably talked about this. You can go back even to Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan was the Chicago Bulls, right? And now players are bigger than the teams.
Yeah.
And maybe that's a good thing. Maybe it's a bad thing. From where I came from, it's foreign. I preferred it when it was more about teams, and maybe it's just different. But, like Kevin Durant's a great example. Kevin Durant, well, he won his championships with the Warriors, but was he really a Warrior? He was OKC, and they were good. And he's played on all the different teams.
Mm-hmm.
He's building that legacy with different teams, whereas before, Magic, Bird, and I know Kareem jumped around a little, but he played for two teams. It was about and the team were inseparable. Magic was the Lakers.
Right, he was the Lakers.
And Kobe was maybe the last guy like that. LeBron is all different teams. That may not be bad, but for me, I liked it the other way better.
You liked it the other way.
Yeah, where players and teams were, if you had a superstar, he's going to be your guy for a long time.
Yeah. And because then you have that connection to him, for his entire career. Now it's, you wake up and guys are changing teams.
And I don't blame them. They have that right to do that. And I respect that.
Right. But think about it, too, from a kid's standpoint. Like, when we traded De'Aaron Fox, my kids were upset.
Sure.
Especially my 12, now 13-year-old daughter. She hated the trade. She's like, what are we doing? That's our guy. And so people get emotionally invested in these players, especially ones that are homegrown like that. We drafted him. We saw him go from a boy to a man to have a couple of kids. You see his beautiful wife courtside and everything and like that. And just like that, bam, they're gone.
Amadrock says, Whitey, the players are legit brands now. They are. I get that. Bless them for that. That's not easy to do. Farmer Bleezy says, what's up, y'all? In my opinion, the late 90s, early 2000s was the best mix of talent and competition. There's a saying, I'll give you a second to think about that, Drapes. Supposedly there are studies that show that whoever you are, the music that you listened to when you were like 14, those are going to be your favorite songs the rest of your life. I don't know if that's true, but I've heard that. And I think that also applies to sports fans. Whatever was going on when you were maybe around that age, that's probably the rest of your life. There's a good chance you're going to think that was the best basketball.
Yeah. I was going to say, what was the last rivalry in the NBA? Real rivalry.
Warriors Cavs comes.
That's what I was thinking. That's exactly. And so those finals were great. Basketball was great then.
Right.
LeBron, Curry, and so it's not that long ago, Whitey. We're talking not even 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Where the game was great. That competitiveness, that rivalry was right there. How do we get that back? Is it because every year there's somebody new in the finals, and so we don't have a finals rematch like we did 3 out of 4 years?
Mm-hmm. I'll tell you what, though, the key point is that the players are better, and everyone focuses on the shooting and all the three-point shooting, and I know the game tends to be a little monotonous at times, but if you've watched basketball a long time, the way guys are shooting now, it's amazing. Just last night before the game, watching Devin Carter and Keegan, and they're practicing shots from the logo.
Yeah.
There was a time when you took that shot, you'd be sitting down.
And you had to heave it, too. These guys are actually, shooting the basketball from the logo. There's a difference, And it is 100% different. I mean, I think the ball handling, I will say this, though. The rules have sort of become more relaxed. The gather step now. What is that? On the gather, like step backs now. Like if you tried that 40 years ago, you might be called for a travel. Like now it's sort of being, you can. And so they've sort of massaged the rules to, placate this era's of play. But I will say, what about zone defense, White? What about illegal defense? Back then, you couldn't play a zone defense,
Mm-hmm.
You had to guard your man.
Yeah.
One-on-one, unless there was a full double at it. You couldn't pack it like you used to, like you do now.
Yeah.
3-second violation. And stuff
I wonder, as far as the teams and the rivalries, and not just in basketball, but in baseball, some of us who grew up with great teams and great rivalries, we miss that. But younger fans, I'm not sure. For younger fans, it may be like, I'm excited about the finals this year. I don't care who was in it 2 years ago. It doesn't matter who's in the finals now. It might just be different than it was.
Yeah, you're right. It's just different. But I will say, I feel like kids now, too, don't care about the games as much. Like, I think kids now are more about the highlights, the short clips, the box scores, an October or a December game between X and Y team doesn't carry as much weight. Let me ask you this. Do you think David Stern, he grew the NBA, rest in peace.
Yeah.
But do you think focusing on the individuals instead of the teams changed the NBA?
I think
remember Michael Jordan, Magic and the Lakers against Bird and the Celtics. It wasn't always like that.
Right. But it worked.
It worked.
Didn't it? The game grew by leaps and bounds. And I know that when Adam Silver took over, I remember we've talked about this too, of course. He said, we're probably going to focus more on the teams. But I think he hasn't been able to do that because that's not what people care about. The people care more about the individuals.
Yeah.
Yeah. And by the way, when we're talking about, guys don't stay on one team anymore, I forgot about, number 30 in San Francisco.
Steph Curry. Yeah. He's going to be
a throwback.
One of the last guys to do it. I don't know, man. I think the NBA is still a great league. It's still exciting, still high level of basketball play.
But you don't think it's the best it's ever been?
From a competitive standpoint, no, I don't think so.
When we come back, Jay wanted to talk about those Giants' new Connect jerseys. Yeah, it's a Drive Guys coming to you from the Stockton Arena on Sacktown Sports.
Whitey here, reminding you that not all grills are created equal. When buying a new grill, every detail matters. For March, grab a $149 gift with purchase of every new Napoleon Prestige stainless steel grill, including a pizza lover starter kit and much more. More March savings include up to $79 off Rogue models. Napoleon grills are built different, built better, built to last, with a lifetime warranty and premium stainless steel that boasts quality. See how Napoleon will help you achieve the perfect grilling experience. Visit Green Acres Nursery today with your best selection of Napoleon grills and accessories.
Huge savings now on new 2025 Silverado at the Maida Chevy Silverado Supercenter.
Save $11,000 off MSRP after rebate every new Silverado LT Turbo Max with Maida Chevy's exclusive all in-stock pricing. And Maida Chevy has one of the largest selections in the Sacramento area. $11,000 off new Silverado at the Maida Chevy Silverado Supercenter. Now that's big, huge. See them all at MaidaChevy.com. Together, let's drive.
Not available with special financing, lease, and some other offers.
Made a great deal at Maida.
With Progressive, renters can save on protection for the things that make your place yours, even things that don't make sense to everyone.
People always wonder why I don't get rid of my guitar since I never play. But it's like, what if I actually end up taking lessons? Sure, I've had it for 8 years, but if I get rid of it, then what will my New Year's resolution be next January?
Exactly. So bundle your renters and auto and save with Progressive and protect the things that make sense to you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates and other insurers not available in all states or situations. Covered subject to policy terms and conditions.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with the Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
The Amish have a reputation for craftsmanship, determination, and quality. Hi, this is Frank LaRosa with a word about Naturewood Home Furnishings. You know, those virtues sound quite similar to the Keys family and the day-to-day values on display at Naturewood. The Amish furniture craftsmanship begins with the finest hardwood, shaping and molding the raw materials into one-of-a-kind art. In addition to the classic styles long sought and revered by discriminating furniture lovers, Naturewood Home Furnishings offers a vast selection that includes transitional, modern, farmhouse, arts and crafts, and other stunning styles, all available in the ultimate Amish standard of excellence built over centuries. All Naturewood Amish furniture is on sale right now for a limited time. Let the Naturewood team guide you through their selection of Amish furniture that will be with you forever. Naturewood Home Furnishings, off Highway 50 at Hazel. Look for the water wheel.
You know the old early bird and worm thing? Well, here's an early bird special and Bonnie's lowest price of the year. Imagine an entire new HVAC system replacement, both heating and cooling, for as low as, ready? $11,789. Take advantage of that. $11,789. Hurry though, this is a limited offer and ends April 15th. The sooner you act, the sooner you save. Plumbing, electrical, heating, and air, Bonnie.com. Some restrictions apply. License 696-355.
Big savings are back at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. New Hondas are piling up, and that means big savings for you.
Looking to own or lease? During the spring sales event, drive a brand new Accord or Civic. Visit us today at FolsomLakeHonda.com, your one-stop Honda shop.
As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our number one priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too.
Folsom Lake Honda. Yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
The Drive Guys, live and local, every afternoon, Monday through Friday on Sac Sports.
Ramsey's playing this for us, Drapes. Yeah, what Ramsey know about this? What Ramsey know? They must have gave him a playlist back there.
Nah, because I wouldn't have played it. So it could have been me.
Oh, man.
You really have this on the Draper playlist? Dude, I don't know how you operate, Whitey, but I got no lie, and I'm not trolling or joking or anything. I have, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22 playlists on my phone. Okay. And they're different eras. This is on the pop rock playlist of mine. I got my Philly Anthems playlist if I'm in that mood. You know what I mean? I got some oldies, Motown stuff. And yeah, so that song was on my playlist.
Nice, nice. That's I think that's Lithium by Nirvana.
Oh, is that the name?
Yeah.
Nah. Is that Lithium?
It's either Lithium or Smells Like Teen Spirit.
Smells Like Teen Spirit. That's
Okay.
what it is. Yeah,
So,
yeah.
all right.
That smells. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I got that one.
Yeah,
On
Smells
my
Like
yeah.
Teen
When you
Spirit,
said
yeah.
Lithium, I'm like, no, I don't think that's it. But yeah, man.
yeah.
So yeah, it depends on what I'm into. I'm not a Spotify guy or anything like that. I'm more of a, all right, these are the songs I like, and I'm gonna throw them on my playlist. I got an R&B playlist. I got a reggae playlist here as well. It's all about a Taylor Swift playlist. It's just all about the mind frame I'm in.
So Lithium is I'm so happy because today
Yeah,
I
see?
found my friend.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay,
Oh,
I got
ouch,
it.
ouch,
Yeah.
ouch, ouch.
Oh, that was on point.
No, I guess.
Bro.
Are you a karaoke guy? Like, would you go to a bar?
I would. I've never have, but I would. Yeah.
What would be your go-to song? Do you have one?
I'm not sure, and I'm not going to reveal that at this.
All right, I'll tell you what song you shouldn't do.
Okay.
Take it from me. This was in Yakima, Washington.
Uh-huh.
The Yakima County Fair. I did karaoke on the stage in front. It was probably 500 to 1,000 people. I did Rick James Super Freak.
Ooh, that's a tough one,
It's a
right?
tough one. Yeah, it was
She
tough.
love everything
Yeah,
she
my voice.
got.
Yeah, like I
Yeah.
couldn't get to that range. Yeah,
Wow.
I loved the song, but it was pretty bad. It was pretty bad. And then I was in San Antonio, OKC earlier, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna sing some karaoke. I was at a karaoke bar. I'm like, I'm gonna sing, but I can only think of one song to do, and I couldn't do it. Better Than Revenge by Taylor Swift. I'm like,
wow.
near a 50-year-old black dude
Yeah.
in OKC singing Taylor Swift Better Than Revenge. I couldn't pull it off. I couldn't, so I didn't do it.
The perfect song for you.
For
With
me.
your range and everything.
Yeah.
And it's an older song before you were born, but it would, I think.
Do you think I could knock it out the park?
Yes. Do you know who Lou Rawls is?
Come on. I got Lou Rawls
Lou
on the
Rawls?
playlist.
Yeah. You're going to miss my lovin'? You
Whitey,
know
I got that on the
that,
playlist.
To me, it's like
Miss
you
My
would.
Love, baby.
Yeah.
Yes.
You would nail that.
I
That's
love
right
some
in your
Lou
range.
Rawls.
Yeah.
Lou
You'll
Rawls.
never find.
I don't know. Can I get that deep? Can I get that deep?
Yes, you get that deep.
I would totally do. I'm gonna look up Lou Rawls right now because I got him on my playlist. And there's another one he had also that I love. Oh, Groovy People.
Oh,
you know
okay.
that one? Groovy People. Oh, come on, man. Whitey, the playlist is where it's at, big fella. The playlist is where it's at.
So it's a very eclectic playlist that you have.
Yeah, across all ranges. I got some new hip hop. I got some old hip hop.
Look at Kip. Yeah.
What
You'll never find. Yeah, he's got that.
He knows it. Hey, Ramsey, cue up some Lou Rawls, big fella. Either Groovy People or Not Gonna Miss My Love, Baby. Like I need one of those.
Yeah,
I need one of those.
All
but
right,
we're here at
Perfect player.
Stockton Arena, big
Yeah,
fella.
yeah.
Let me say this.
Uh-huh.
I've been down here a couple of times. I obviously come down to visit Mercedes-Benz of Stockton sometimes. But today I was hungry, Whitey. I'm driving into town.
What'd you do about it?
And I'm like, all right, where's the Whole Foods? Couldn't find the Whole Foods. Where's the Nugget Market? Couldn't find the Nugget Market. Finally, somebody looked up for me and found this place, Louis Kitchen or Louis Market, excuse me, on Main Street. I'm like, you should try this out. It's been there 80 years. You should try it out. So I drive up to Louis Market and I see it, and there's not many people out there.
Okay.
You know, it's not like
You spend a lot of time in the 209, don't you?
I do.
Yeah.
And it wasn't inviting though. And so I was like, man, I don't know if I want to go up in here. But I go in and I meet the owner, Drew. Shout out to Drew. Hopefully he's watching now. But they were the nicest people. And I got the steak sandwich, the ribeye sandwich. It was amazing. You saw me devouring it.
Yeah.
And so the moral of the story is sometimes the greasy spoons serve the best food.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that was a hidden
Can't
gem
judge
that
a
I
book
found.
by its cover.
100%. 100%. So shout out to Louise, man. I got that prime rib sandwich or the ribeye sandwich, excuse me, with the side of potato salad. And it's good, man. It's
Nice.
Good,
Good
It's
for you.
It's
Thanks
good.
for sharing that.
Yeah. One of the things I need to start, and I've always thought about it, you know, in our travels.
Yeah.
I forget about the good restaurants, and I'm like, I got to keep a list.
The Drapes list.
Yeah, the Drapes
D-list.
list.
Yeah.
List of great restaurants.
Yeah.
Do you keep a list of restaurants?
I do not. If I find a place I like, I tend to keep going back there.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Keep going back there. Keep going back there.
Right.
Let's go to McCooney.
All right.
You know? Where do we go? McCooney.
McCooney it is. McCooney it is. I say
I
this
need to branch out more.
because, when I travel with the team, let's say, we're going to Orlando here coming up in a few days. It takes me about a day to remember, oh, yeah, I forgot about. And then by that time, we're already going. But if I had my list, I could be like, all right, Orlando, bam, go to this spot, go to that spot, go to that spot. I never do it.
Is Orlando anywhere near your top 10 cities?
I love Orlando.
Yeah. I know you did. I think you did that last season.
Yeah, I did. You know why I like Orlando? Because the hotel is right downtown, and the arena is 2 blocks away. And so it's a good vibe.
So if you were visiting, you would love Sacramento, huh?
Yeah.
You would stay right there.
You would stay right there. It's good vibe, especially on the weekend.
Yeah.
Bars are open and everything. Orlando, that's where I met Joe Montana. Remember my Joe Montana story at the Grand Bohemian in Orlando, rolled up on him. And so it's a good, and the thing about it, because it's downtown, when it's nice out and it's during the weekend, the streets are popping.
Really?
People are out, like the nightlife. Maybe not as much anymore for me because I'm not drinking anymore. But back in my heyday, come on, man. I used to love it. Yes.
Amadrock wants to know if Drapes has been to Bud's Burgers in Vallejo yet.
Stop that, Amadrock. I'm not getting that. I'm not bringing up that conversation. Look at Jay. He reaching for the headphone because I'm going to be like, nope, I haven't been there.
Yeah.
Jay going to be like, man, you ain't been yet. Come on, man. And so, how far off the freeway is it? Because I'm not venturing out.
It's a ways.
See, that's the thing.
It's
like I got to.
on Sonoma.
Oh, it's that way.
Sonoma Boulevard. So if you're going 37, you could make that. You can make that work.
But I got to leave a little, Whitey.
It's worth it.
In my life, I roll in like 1 minute before. So if I was to go down, like for instance, Monday, I got to drive to San Francisco. I probably got to factor in an extra hour to an hour. I got to leave earlier.
Have you ever been to a place, and I'm reminded of this because we were coming back from somewhere and we stopped at a Carl's Jr. in Vallejo, kind of out that way. You ever been to a place, fast food or not, you go in and the people look surprised that someone's in there? Have you ever had that?
Right.
Like, oh, you want to eat here?
Right.
Isn't that a scary feeling?
It is like they all sleeping and napping, and you walk in. Oh, we actually got a customer.
You're gonna eat
You
here?
sure about that?
Oh, okay.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious.
It's a scary feeling.
Oh my gosh. All right, I'll tell you what. Bud's Burgers, Monday I will be there. Bud, if you're listening, I will be at your
I
spot.
wonder if Bud's still around.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Right. That's a good question. It might be a son or daughter or somebody else running
Bud
it.
Jr.
But I'm definitely checking that out.
Jay, can I ask you something real quick? And I apologize.
Jay chopping it up over here.
Because I know I mentioned this. Baseball season starting tomorrow, and we just found out today this is leaked. I think this is real. It's not confirmed yet. The baseball new City Connect jerseys. We're getting a glimpse of some of them. We saw the Giants' new City Connect jerseys. Jay.
Yeah, I ain't feeling them old firework looking at jerseys.
Was that a real jersey?
Yeah, it was. You can see that
was.
tropical weather jersey. I don't know what type of jersey that was. It's not. Where's the orange?
Yeah, well, the City Connect, they're not. It's almost like they don't care about the team or the history, which they should. I'm with you, Jay, but they don't. And so I think it's like a black jersey. It looks like pinstripes, but it's actually kind of it's just these swirling pinstripes, and then it's almost like a psychedelic era logo.
I like that. It is psychedelic type situation.
Yeah, so I think it's a throwback to like
Yeah.
Haight Ashbury and things like that.
Man, that thing looked like a giveaway jersey. That's a giveaway jersey, man.
That's
like
like
if
say
you're
Giants
watching-
at all. Like it doesn't,
Yeah.
resemble
If
Giants.
you're watching
at
a
all.
movie about baseball that's fake, and you go, like that's not a real jersey, right? That's not.
That's
real
pretty
players.
bad.
That dude looked like a little Bootsy Collins type. Like you said, Parliament type situation.
Yeah, you can see there's like a patch
At the bottom.
What is that?
Yeah, I don't.
Flower
know, but-
power.
Okay. Yeah. See,
Yeah,
so
it
those
looks
are
kind of like
the Giant City Connect jerseys. If this is legit, and I think it is, they used to have those orange ones with the fog, and now these are apparently a throwback to like the 60s and the psychedelic era.
That's
And
cool,
the hate
man.
and everything.
Yeah, that Woodstock kind of. There's
Well,
a
like
little
San
Woodstock
Francisco, like
situation.
Haight-Ashbury,
Yes,
and,
exactly.
Pretty
Yeah.
bad. That's pretty
Jefferson Airplane and all that.
Leave it to the Giants to fall right in line with terrible jerseys. Leave it to the Giants, man.
Only 2 teams don't have City Connect. The Yankees, because they're above that.
Right, of course.
You know,
And the A's. Yeah, I read that.
Oh, they don't have a City to connect.
They should put Sacramento.
They
It should
should,
be
right? Why
Sacramento.
not? Like, and here's the thing, Jay, about that, and Whitey.
100%.
What's the negative that comes from that?
Nothing.
What's if you know?
Thank
I mean,
you.
why? Like,
You're selling more
win-win.
gear.
That's a win-win for the
Yeah,
organization.
Yeah,
That is a terrible jersey.
yeah. The Giants win.
Leave that
Still
to
looking at
leave that to the Giants, man. What you getting ready? You prepping or what you doing?
No, I'm about to make a list of restaurants. I'm about to write down Bud's Burgers.
Dude, we done did
I
this
know.
like 5 times,
I
man.
didn't want you on the mic because I need you.
Quinton Crawford, the coach of the Stockton Kings, is going to join us when we come back. Coach Christie is optimistic how many Kings fans are. And if we're lucky, we're going to get a glimpse at Drapes' restaurant list. Drive Guys from Stockton on Sacktown Sports.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place for changes big and small. Loud or quiet, find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Unbelievable.
All right.
Those are the sounds of tax accountants rejoicing after experiencing the power of Blue Jay, the leading generative AI solution for tax research. Tax season is here, and if you're an accounting firm, the pressure is on. Long hours and tight deadlines make this time of year a challenge for even the most seasoned tax professionals. So, tax accountants, here's your solution. Blue Jay, the preferred partner solution of CPA.com for tax research. Ask a complex tax question, and Blue Jay gives you better tax answers in seconds. Save time and maximize your clients' refunds with high-speed, accurate, and intuitive AI technology built with a library of only the most trusted tax resources, updated daily to keep up with changes in tax. For a limited time, save 40% off at bluejay.com/start now. That's BLUE, the letter J.com/start now. Or text BLUE to 511-511. Blue Jay, generative AI for better tax answers. Text BLUE to 511-511 today. Tax fees may apply.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm. If you own a timeshare, don't miss this public service announcement from Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group.
If you receive an unsolicited phone call or mail piece to discuss selling, renting, or especially canceling your timeshare, don't fall for it. If you really want out of your timeshare, hang the phone up immediately or throw that mail piece in the trash and contact your timeshare resort or Wesley Financial Group for assistance with your timeshare. As the only Inc. 500 timeshare cancellation company, our knowledge, experience, and results has made Wesley a trusted resource for over 40,000 families we've helped get out of their timeshare. Give us a call and I'll send you our timeshare exit information kit free with the straight facts about your timeshare and all of your options for cancellation.
Call for your free info kit, 800-611-5252, 800-611-5252, 800-611-5252.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
Since the launch of the World Handicap System, a golfer's handicap index has been automatically calculated by taking their 8 best score differentials from their most recent 20 rounds. According to Golf Monthly Newsletter, that handicap is not designed to reflect average scores, but how likely you'll play on a course of average difficulty. Handicaps are generally split into 3 different groups: low, mid, and high. A recent report by the USGA showed that the average handicap index for a male is 14.2 and 28.7 for a female. A golfer with a handicap of 1 to 9 is considered to have a low handicap. A handicap of 10 to 19 is generally thought to be a mid-handicapper, and a higher handicap golfer is 20 and above. Nearly 50% of males are mid-handicappers, with 30% carrying low handicaps, and under 20% of female golfers are in the low and mid-handicap groups. Carry your handicap proudly and play on. It's supposed to be fun. That's your Golf to Go. I'm Frank LaRosa.
Big savings are back at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. New Hondas are piling up, and that means big savings for you.
Looking to own or lease? During the spring sales event, drive a brand new Accord or Civic. Visit us today at FolsomLakeHonda.com, your one-stop Honda shop.
As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
Get ready, NorCal. The Lodi Beer Fest and State Barbecue Championship is on Saturday, April 26th at the Lodi Grape Festival grounds. There will be something for everyone. Craft beers from over 50 breweries, live music, outrageous food, games, plus taste barbecue from world-class barbecue teams. For tickets and more information, go to grapefestival.com. Must be 21 years of age or older to attend. The Lodi Beer Fest, where great brews meet legendary cues. Saturday, April 26th in Lodi.
KHD HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
Your home for Kings basketball for over 25 seasons.
Hammer time thrown down by the league.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sacktown Sports, 1140. Live and local, it's the Drive Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sacktown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sacktown Sports app.
We're coming to you from the Stockton Arena. We want to thank Corey Gales.
Yeah,
Corey Gales.
helped hook this up.
Yeah.
Yep.
For bringing us out, making this happen, right, Jay? Yeah.
What you on, number one? Go ahead.
Yeah, my bad. Shouts out to Corey. No, absolutely. I don't know if I know you guys remember, but I'm going to just say about 2.5, 3 months ago, Corey tapped into the text line 916-339-1140, and he said, hey, listen, you guys need to pay attention to what's going on in Stockton, even though we're always up on what's going on with Stockton.
Right.
We might not publicize or promote it enough, and he was putting on for the Stockton Kings. He was like, hey, this team is fun to watch. Mason, Isaac Jones, TT at the time. Boogie Ellis was down here before he got traded. Of course, friend of the show, Drew Timmy, started down here in Stockton. And so we're like, you know what? Absolutely. And doing what we do.
Yeah.
Unlike a lot of shows out here, when we put our mouth, we put ourselves where our mouth is at.
Money where our
Absolutely. And so we had to come on down. But Corey, you got to give shouts out to Corey. He was the first to acknowledge
So
it.
he was listening.
He was listening to the show.
Okay.
Yeah, huge Kings fan. Corey is, I think he said he's got season tickets for 20 seasons.
Hey.
Man, that money sure must be nice. I'm just saying now, hey. But no, tremendously thank you so much, Corey, for putting the bug in our ear.
Yeah.
And to Stockton Kings, Aaron and Paige and everybody else that played a hand in it, shouts out to taking care of the Drive Guys and allowing us to come down to Stockton. It's been smooth sailing,
It's been nice,
no winds, everything has been solid. No currents in the water. We've been accepted as the Stockton King family. Drapes is already part of the family, and so we're just we're like the stepchildren.
Yes. And I know we're supposed to be talking to Quinton Crawford, the head coach. Of
What time is that? 5:15?
Yes, sir.
He's coming up. He's very busy, and so someone was sitting down where he's supposed to sit. So I thought, oh, coach is here. It's RJ. RJ's sitting in coach's seat. So.
Man, I get enough of RJ when we had Golden One Center. Now you following us here too.
It's like he's everywhere.
He said you following him.
I know. This is turf. This is turf right here.
RJ got all the sports locked down.
Right.
RJ, I don't mean to tell your business, but you still rocking with the Sharks? Yeah. Oh, you got to unmute him, Drapes.
Go ahead, RJ.
You still rocking with the Sharks, RJ?
Yeah, we do the Sharks.
You still do that too?
Man.
Stockton Kings.
Yes, sir.
Sacramento Kings.
Yes, sir.
There's a baseball team.
Thank you, Corey.
Now, you doing anything with the baseball team?
Yes, sir.
Oh man, dude, RJ, you killing it out there.
RJ contracts lined up right now.
Damn.
Is there anybody you don't do?
Oh, you've done some football too.
Yeah, didn't you used to rock with the Niners for a while?
I did.
Yeah.
8 years with the Niners.
Yeah.
You need a grip?
You think I'd have something to show for it, don't you? You think I'd have something to show for it other than hanging out with you guys?
Look at all the friendships you make there.
That's
right. You know.
What'd you say? Does he need a grip?
You need somebody to help you out?
Yeah, hold the boom mic.
Who's the nicest guy you ever met?
Other than Drapes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a lot.
Well, it's got to be Drapes or this guy, Whitey Gleason.
Nah, it got to be G-Man, though, right?
Oh, dude, that man has more class than the entire university, man. That guy's great. And he's treated me with the most respect, and I really appreciate him and what he's done and how he makes every game feel like it's his first. He calls it, and I don't know how he does it. I don't know how he's done it for so long.
You know what's so great about G-Man, fellas? I was just thinking, you never know when he's having a bad day. You know what I mean? He's the same every day. Just like and I know he has bad days. We all do, but you could never tell. He's always upbeat, nice, kind, friendly man. Shout out to G-Man. And we were talking about restaurants.
Yeah.
G-Man knows all the restaurants around
In the league.
Yeah, he got his favorites too, and he's always posting pictures.
Yeah.
And
All right, RJ, who's the biggest jerk?
Oh, I can't say that. He might turn off my mic if I say, "Oh, wait, is that out?"
Oh, that's messed up. I see how it is. All right, I feed this guy every game and everything. I see how it is.
Have you guys? And I would imagine. Have you ever asked RJ about any of his concert going?
No, I wanted
days.
to ask.
Yeah, ask him.
I don't think.
Because you ran. You've been crew on a lot of shows, right?
Yeah, I was a sound engineer for bands before I did sports.
Really?
Yeah.
Give me some names, bro. Who you been with? Who you rocking
names.
with?
I don't know.
Yeah, drop those names.
My first tour ever was Huey Lewis and the News.
Okay, all right. He name dropping over there. Well, you just asked me. I don't want to drop names. A little Huey Lewis and the News.
I got steel toe shoes. I could drop those names. No, I did a lot of the Bay Area bands that y'all know, and it was great experience.
What's your
But
favorite venue in which to do a show from?
oh boy, the Sydney Opera House.
Yeah.
Yep. That, believe it or not, that building has like 3 or 4 theaters in it. It's kind of like Madison Square Garden. Has a lot.
Yeah.
And it's just amazing in there, and the architecture and the way they have the old wooden block things to move, stage props and everything. It's just iconic building.
How did the Australian audience respond to Huey Lewis and the News that day?
Well, that was a different band, but
who was the band?
They are good to us. Australia's great. I mean, people. I remember one guy he needed to call America, and this Australian guy goes, "Here, use my cell phone." He's like, "You don't understand, man. It's going to cost you a lot of money." Yeah. No, go ahead. I was shocked. Find that happen around here.
Who was the band?
That was Jackson Brown.
Okay,
Jackson Brown.
Yes, sir.
Can I ask you your favorite? I mean, that's not outing anybody else, but just your favorite time. Could have been just because of the time of your life, or family, or is there a favorite tour?
Yeah, and it's Metallica.
Really?
Damn.
I got to spend a lot of time with just the 4 of them and me, and I'll never forget it. It was they gave me more trash than you guys could talk to me in a year, and I remember I was saying, they go, the boss man said, "Oh no," he goes, "That means they like you, man." He goes, "They'd ignore you if they didn't, but they trash talk you, you're good, you're in."
Yeah.
So that was cool.
Of course, RJ's also an accomplished musician.
Yes, he is.
In the band,
yes, he is.
You gave me a pic with your band's logo, but I forget the name of your band.
The Dirty Clean.
There you go.
Right.
Okay.
When's the next set?
Oh, I don't know. We're playing, I think, end of April 22, somewhere around there.
Where at?
I don't know that either. I got to talk to our people.
Hey,
I don't do the booking.
When you're a band member, you just show up. You're Kyle Draper.
Right.
Yeah.
Show up, right? Yep. Well, RJ, it's been nice. We won't see you till tomorrow.
Yeah.
Right. So it's been nice hanging out.
And we want our teams to make the playoffs, but do I really have to see you guys every game?
You love it.
All right. Thank you, guys.
RJ. All right, baby.
Let's go, King.
Thanks for helping us out today. Yeah, we all appreciate that.
Shouts out to good people, man.
Yes.
Yeah. No, seriously, like good people, man. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So RJ's optimistic. Doug Christie's optimistic. He said, "Drapes, I'm not the moral victory guy, but there's a good team in that locker room, and they're trying to find their way, and they're trying to find their rhythm. They continue to fight, and I appreciate that. It doesn't feel good right now, but once they get that rhythm, watch out."
I like that. That's what I've been saying, Whitey.
You're rolling on that? You're buying that?
I am.
You know there's fans right now hearing that going, yeah, whatever.
It only takes a flip of the switch. Like, it's like lighting a grill. It's not a Napoleon grill or anything like that. I'm talking about. See, I'm giving you a shout out though. I'm talking. You ever had those grills where you try to light it and it doesn't spark? It doesn't light at first.
Yeah, an inferior grill. Yeah.
Right, exactly, inferior grill. But then when it does, it cooks great meat. That's what we are right now. We're a grill looking to light. We're hitting the little fuse, the little power. Doug's hitting it, and it's not sparking up. But once it does,
or like that lawnmower there, right? Like,
yeah, you're like, right. But when it does, it's like the best feeling ever. And so, I think, case in point, the Phoenix Suns playing their best basketball of the season. They were lost a couple of weeks ago. They were the laughing stock of the league. And now they've strung together some good wins. I think 4 in a row, something like that. And now they're right back in the mix. Why can't that be us? I think is what Doug is talking about. It's not over.
That's what this team needs, a slogan. Why Not Us is taken. But
Yeah,
something like that.
Yeah,
right?
something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah, they're not like us. No, we can't use that. Can't use that. They're not ain't like us. No, I don't know. Something to hang on to.
Yes,
you know what I mean.
yes.
Something to hang on to.
Do you know, Jay? I know we had Doug on, and he said they were looking for a theme song.
Mhm.
The players, not
Yep.
like what fans think or some, radio yahoos. But do you know if they came up with it?
They did not, to the best of my knowledge. No. Last time I asked about it, it was like, man, these guys, we need these guys. Someone, kind of what Drapes was talking about. We need someone to take over and make something our theme song.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
No, to the best of my knowledge, no. But I'll triple check on that.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, by tomorrow, I have that answer for you.
All right. All right. Yeah.
I wish I was up in that locker room.
Man, me and you both.
Man, we have some things. Hey,
Man, me and you both.
Pre-game speech, locker room music, everything. Man,
What?
come on, man. I gotta get
I heard there's an assistant GM job opening.
Right.
Drake.
Might put my hat in the ring.
Nothing wrong with that.
Why not? Why not?
Conversation continues when we come back, and Quinton Crawford, the head coach of the
Yeah.
Stockton Kings, will be joining us as
QC,
well.
hit them page.
Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
If you're not looking for a brand new car, at Elk Grove Honda, we've acquired some of the best pre-owned cars we can find. We've kept only the best of our trades, and our buyer has found some of the finest pre-owned Hondas available in Northern California. You can see for yourself at elkgrovehonda.com. Whether you purchase a brand new Honda or a like-new pre-owned Honda, your car buying experience will be the same. We have the right Honda at the right price. You'll find us in the Elk Grove Auto Mall, Highway 99 and Elk Grove Boulevard.
I gotta get an Elk Grove Honda.
Finally, an easy way to find home improvement contractors. Just visit subcontractorsunited.com and simplify your search for home services professionals. From cabinets to windows, roofing to plumbing, Subcontractors United is an easy, simple way to find and hire a home improvement contractor. And you never have to give up personal information. So no harassing phone calls like you get from those other websites. Subcontractorsunited.com is sponsored by D&D Cabinets and Savage Design.
Whitey here reminding you that not all grills are created equal. When buying a new grill, every detail matters. For March, grab a $149 gift with purchase of every new Napoleon Prestige stainless steel grill, including a pizza lover starter kit and much more. More March savings include up to $79 off Rogue models. Napoleon grills are built different, built better, built to last, with a lifetime warranty and premium stainless steel that boasts quality. See how Napoleon will help you achieve the perfect grilling experience. Visit Green Acres Nursery today with your best selection of Napoleon grills and accessories.
The Drive Guys, live and local, every afternoon, Monday through Friday on Sacktown Sports.
Yes, he is. Yes. A special request. Lou Rawls right here, baby.
Yeah. Very special guest joining us here. Former Arizona walk-on Lakers and Suns assistant coach, former Kings video coordinator, head coach of the Stockton Kings.
Yeah. No, the playoff-bound Stockton Kings. Yes.
Just piloted his squad to the postseason. Coach Quinton Crawford, how are you, Coach?
Man, all things are well, man. All things are well. Excited for tonight. Another opportunity to get another win.
Yeah, we appreciate your time. I know coaches have a lot to do before a game. As a G League coach, how do you balance the welfare of the team with the development of individual players?
You know what? It's just the process that's put in play early on in the season during our training camp, and just trying to be smart with our guys. Obviously, there's a lot of fluidity down here with guys going on assignment or being recalled or assigned down or up. So we just try to do a good job of, my coaching staff does a heck of a job of trying to make sure we're balanced and make sure we're doing the right things every day to keep our guys fresh and ready to go.
I was going to ask you about that, Coach, because you got guys in and out of the lineup. Devin Carter comes down, Mason Jones. How much of the game plan is tailored towards the personnel that you have on that night, or do you mirror what's happening in Sacramento? Like, what's the synergy there for that too?
Yeah, so we like to try to mimic as much as we can the parent club, what they're doing up top. That way the transition is super easy for those guys going up, being assigned or recalled to the Stockton Kings or the Sacramento Kings. But we just try to have our foundation, play with our foundation, play through our foundation. Not try to specialize in individual players, but like the system itself. And the system is a system that will generate good shots for anybody on the floor, and we'll play to our strengths during times and stretches. But we want to have a free-flowing game of basketball where everyone's involved and everybody has an opportunity to affect the game.
Right. That's Coach Quinton Crawford. head coach, Stockton Kings, and of course, Drive Guys coming to you from the Stockton Arena. The Stockton Kings against the Sioux Falls. Guys, I don't like that.
I hated Sioux Falls.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Drapes mentioned Devin Carter. What have you made of the way he's dealt with and overcome some of the ups and downs of a challenging rookie year?
You know what? I think Devin Carter, anytime we've had opportunity to get our hands on him down here in Stockton, it's been great. It's an opportunity. This isn't punishment for guys coming down here. This is just another opportunity to gain some experience, some in-game experience, some real NBA personnel experience against other players. And, we challenge him to be, Devin Carter, the Devin Carter we think he can be for the Sacramento Kings. And every time he comes down, he has great attitude. So I think it shows in his play. He comes down here, he's very effective, but he plays the right way. And that's always been a key for me, especially talking to him, is utilize every opportunity to get NBA minutes.
I just want to ask you, when you say play the right way, we hear that a lot. What is that? What does that mean?
For me, playing the right way is sharing the ball. I think the ball creates energy for your offense. Ball creates energy for your team on both sides of the ball. So just playing the right way, making the right reads. One of the terms I use is open man is king, and is let the ball find the open man. And I think that affects both sides of the ball.
Right. Coach, obviously you guys got a playoff berth. Congratulations, 4th straight year.
Appreciate
that.
But
how much do you view success as development of players? Case in point, Isaac Jones going from a two-way to a full-fledged NBA contract.
Yeah, I think the G League is just a tool of development for those guys. Our job down here is to give them the experience and get them the reps in those positions to give them the success at the parent club. But it's not always going to be just development. I think development is part of winning. You got to learn how to win. Then, teaching guys, young players how to win is something that's part of development. And that's something that, when I interview for this job, I take very seriously. It's like get them in winning environments where they learn from failure. That way, when they get those experiences with the Kings, they've already learned through having some struggle.
Coach Quinton Crawford with us here, coach of the Stockton Kings. How inspirational is the path of a guy like Isaac Jones to other players on the team and in the G League?
Man, it's got to be inspirational to see a guy that was undrafted, that kind of started in JUCO and, to a 4-year university and had an opportunity and took advantage of that opportunity. Sometimes I feel like guys get lost in the sauce a little bit. But he's a guy that put his head down and, continue with the work and didn't want to settle for just being in the two-way role and obviously played his way to, getting a standard deal. So congrats to him. And I'm proud of him because I went to college with his head coach. I found him in JUCO. So Jeremy Harden. So so we have intertwining paths. So I'm just happy for him. And he's another guy that comes down and it's been all about the work, man. It's always been about the work with him.
Coach Q, if I can call you that, we family now, so I'll call you Coach Q. Coach, one of the things I think I get asked this quite a bit is how much the communication between Sacramento and Stockton. And, communication is key. You see it every single place, every part of the relationship. How big is that between you and the big club?
Oh, man, it's the most important thing. Communication is something that I value and I think our organization values. And they've done a heck of a job communicating assignment players, the call-ups, and, just the transition in this league because this league is so fluid. But they've done a really good job of staying on top of that stuff with me and keeping me prepared and allowing me to prepare the right way to, hopefully lead my team to success on the floor.
Coach, what do you think of the way the G League has grown? I know you've been in the NBA with other teams that we mentioned, starting out with the Kings as a video coordinator. What do you think of the way the G League has grown?
Man, it's boomed, man. I remember my first year in the league where, I was with the Sacramento Kings under George Karl, and our G League team was the Reno Bighorns. I remember being a non-traveling employee, driving up to Reno and helping out Dave Arsenault. Those take me back.
System, right?
So, it's boom, man. And this is like, I think this is an ultimate tool for the NBA organizations to use, not only as a development for the players, but development for the staff. Because everyone's getting live reps, trainers, PR, head coaching, assistant coaching. Everyone's getting live reps down here, and everyone's getting these opportunities to learn through their experiences. And this is just the ultimate tool to do that. And I think a lot of teams are starting to utilize it as that format. And this is a good way to develop good people and good personalities and just good talent.
Yeah. Hey, Coach, one of my favorite players, Mason Jones. He's been filling it up lately as well. Our guy, Mason Jones. Tell me about him and what you've seen from him this season.
Mason Jones he's been great, man. Obviously, he's been called up and assigned to us, and for Mason, it's always been about basketball and winning. He's just the ultimate competitor. I love Mason when he gets on the floor, in between those lines, because he plays to win. Yeah. And I think that goes, for me, it goes miles and miles, because that's just the competitive nature of like a young player trying to make it. You have to like play to win the game, and that's playing the right way. It's doing more, exerting energy, doing things you may not want to do, but it all compounds to winning. And I think Mason Jones really he's a winner. So every time he comes here, we kind of know what he's going to give us as far as effort. And the shot making may be there, it may not be there, but
you can tell he cares on the court, right? He plays with emotion out there.
For sure. Sometimes.
Pretty good shooter, huh?
He's a good shooter, and he's a good player. Mason Jones is a good player. I mean, you guys saw it last year with him last year, and obviously this year he's continued to grow on the offensive end and also on the defensive end. So he's done a heck of a job, and he's been a great personality to coach.
Mm-hmm. Quinton Crawford with us. I used to coach, youth basketball, and there's a girl I used to coach. She ended up becoming a walk-on at Gonzaga.
Yes.
And I couldn't be more proud of that. One of the things that's most impressive about your resume, walking on in college in Arizona.
Yeah.
Do you think having done that gives you a better understanding of what some of the guys in the G League are kind of going through?
Yeah, it's just the grind of it. I always tell people the start of it is always kind of the foundation that's laid. Being a walk-on, being around Sean Miller and his staff, it just teaches you how to work. And it's one of those things that like it's not easy. You're going through the grind every day, and you're not getting a lot from it. Just being a walk-on, like you're not getting the minutes or the opportunities, but you show up every day and you do your job. And that was like the one thing I've always taken away as I've had opportunities to coach in college and coach in the NBA is do your job. And when you show up, do your job, do what you're responsible for, and do it at the best of your ability, and the outcomes will come out.
Coach, you've been around some great players. I know you coached with the Lakers organization, won a championship, right?
Yes, sir.
You had LeBron, you had AD, you had some great players.
You
got
no ring, no sir.
What was that experience like, though, man?
Man, it was that experience was great because it was first ballot Hall of Famers. It made me sharper. It's like the iron sharpens iron type of mentality. I was young. I was an ambitious coach. But Rondo and AD and Bron and all those guys had to be on my P's and Q's, and it made me prepare harder. It made me watch more film because anytime I presented information, it had to be detailed and had to be correct. So it just made me a better coach. It was one of those things. I always give thanks to Frank Vogel for putting me in the position to have a voice during the championship run as well as the years after. But it just taught me how to coach and be comfortable with my voice and be comfortable with my thoughts and my opinions, as long as I could support it the correct way and present it the correct way. They were all on board, and those guys were great with me. They taught me a lot, and just being around them, it was great for my growth as a coach.
Do you have any idea what the postseason path looks like? I know there's a lot of variables here.
Yeah, you know what? Like, obviously today is a big game for us because we have to, win 3 games in order to maintain first place, and that's our goal. We're hungry for seeding. This team is fighting for their life to get in. If we win all 3 games, we get first place, we get a bye, and then we'll figure out how the cards lay after that. But it's just one game at a time, one opportunity at a time, and just keep knocking down the doors.
Yeah, Coach Q joining us. Coach, final regular season home game. It's going to be a packed out arena. What is it like coaching in front of these fans out here? And just what about, your team? Will we be able to notice when we watch you guys tonight?
Man, the Stockton community has been great, man. Yeah. They've come out. They've showed out for our players. Every night we come in here and we create a really good environment for our guys. So I commend the Stockton community because they always show up for us, even when we go through losing. The community's been great. For us tonight, it's going to be about playing hard. This is Sioux Falls. This is the Miami Heat culture team. They're going to be physical. They're going to play hard, and we just got to match their physicality and intensity on both ends of the floor, and I think you'll see that tonight.
Coach, we'll let you go on this one. Tonight is bobblehead night, Keon Ellis bobblehead night. Yeah. And what do you think of what Keon embodies in terms of being a guy that, overcame the odds and is really making his mark in the NBA?
Man, Keon, I'm such a fan of Keon just for that purpose right there and that reason. It's just like he's a homegrown talent.
Yeah.
Somebody that came here and figured it out in the G League for a couple games, had an opportunity, and took advantage of that opportunity. And it goes to show that it can be done. As long as you put in the work and you're detailed in your work and you show up every day to do your job, you have an opportunity to advance.
Coach, I'm looking up where you're from in New Jersey out there. I know it's close to Newark in New York, but are you an Eagles fan like me? I'm from Philadelphia.
Yeah, I'm a Giants fan.
Yeah, shots out, coach. Yes, coach. Yes, coach.
We got a quarterback.
It's okay. Listen, man, we got Dangerous coming, man. Come on, man. We got to be excited about something.
I knew he was family. I knew he was family.
New Jersey is half New York, half Philly.
That turnpike. You have the turnpike.
I'm only about 45 minutes away from the city, so I grew up going to MetLife and back in the day, Continental and Izod Center back when the Nets played up there. So, that's my stomping grounds, man. So I'm a Giants fan.
We know you're a Kings fan, but did you grow up a Nets or?
You know what? I just love good basketball. Obviously, I followed the Nets because they're their hometown team, and I was with the Yes Network play growing up. So obviously, it's always easy, and they were good. We had Jason Kidd, Kenyon Martin. Those were the days with Kerry Kittles and those guys. So we had a good run when I was young, and they were fun to watch. So I tended to watch the Nets quite a bit.
Coach Q, thank you so much.
Man, I appreciate you guys coming out, man. Thank you guys. Appreciate you guys.
From the Stockton Arena with the Drive Guys next on Sacktown Sports.
Great conditions, a fun layout, and unbeatable value. Timber Creek and Sierra Pines are Sacramento's #1 rated golf destination. With 27 holes, a spacious practice facility, and professional instruction, there's always a way to improve your game. Planning a tournament or corporate event, they offer customizable packages and award-winning catering to make your event effortless. Timber Creek is easy to find in Roseville, but hard to forget. Book your round today at timbercreekgc.com or call 916-774-3851.
You know the old early bird and worm thing? Well, here's an early bird special and Bonnie's lowest price of the year. Imagine an entire new HVAC system replacement, both heating and cooling, for as low as, ready, $11,789. Take advantage of that. $11,789. Hurry, though. This is a limited offer and ends April 15th. The sooner you act, the sooner you save. Plumbing, electrical, heating, and air, Bonnie.com. Some restrictions apply. License 696-355.
Toyota's Ready, Set, Go sales event ends soon. Power up your drive with more miles and fewer fill-ups. Toyota leads the way with more hybrids than any other brand, backed by Toyota's legendary reliability. Shop great deals on 16 Toyota hybrid models from the longest-lasting brand on the road. Plus, every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care, a 2-year complimentary scheduled maintenance plan. Don't miss the final days of Toyota's Ready, Set, Go sales event. Toyota, let's go places. See your Toyota dealer for Toyota Care details and exclusions.
With 25 award-winning years in Northern California, Ashton & Price is your local injury law firm. Pro attorney tip: if a firm presents as local but they're in LA, red flag. If your first consultation is not with a lawyer, big red flag. At Ashton & Price, your first consult is with a local attorney, and if serious injury prevents travel, a lawyer will come to you. Still not enough? George Washington's my uncle. At Ashton & Price, no red flags, just red, white, and blue.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton and Price.
Welcome to AT&T. How can I help?
Hey, I thought I could trust my twins with my phone, but they outnumber me, man.
Oh, that's a lot of glitter paint. Let's trade
lives.
At AT&T, everyone can trade in an old or glittered iPhone any year, any condition, and save on a new iPhone. Ask how to get iPhone 16 Pro on us. New and existing customers. Savings vary by device and trade-in combinations. Restrictions apply. See att.com for details. AT&T. Connecting changes everything.
What if your limited inventory had unlimited potential? What if your biggest risk was not taking one? What if you could make every move matter? Bank of America's business solutions can help bring your biggest what-ifs within reach. Find out how our digital tools, cutting-edge insights, and trusted expertise can work for your business. What would you like the power to do? Visit bankofamerica.com/banking for business to learn more. Bank of America is proud to be the official bank sponsor of FIFA World Cup 2026.
Sacramento's premier country music festival, Country in the Park, is coming back May 16th and 17th at Cal Expo with Bailey Zimmerman, Billy Currington, Cole Wetzel, Nate Smith, and more. You'll enjoy food trucks, rock walls, and a mechanical bull, line dancing, and more. Single-day GA tickets start at $52 at CITPFest.com. Country in the Park, May 16th and 17th with Paul Mitchell, The School, Sacramento, and Stoney's Rockin' Rodeo. Find out more at CITPFest.com.
Your flagship station for the Bean Team, Sacktown Sports.
Coming to you from the Stockton Arena. Kyle Draper, Whitey Gleason, we got Jay, and we've got a very special guest, Stockton Kings MC, Tony Gladney. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
What's going on, y'all? How you guys doing? Thanks for having me on the show.
Yeah, thank you for your time. Drapes needs some help. He's looking for places to eat in the 209.
No, hold on.
He ain't looking.
No, I ain't looking. All right, we want to start off. Tony, you ever heard of Louis Market?
I absolutely
okay,
have.
I had that for lunch, baby.
Absolutely,
that's
a staple.
it. That's
a
80
staple.
years they've been around,
Yes,
Whitey.
sir.
I know the 209, baby. I know where the locals go.
Looking for Buddy looking for recommendations.
Oh, my mistake. Now give me some other spots.
My mistake.
Y'all said, to be clear, I don't need it. I don't need it. I know how to get around.
I can move.
I got you.
That.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean,
I got my list right here too, just so you know I'm making a list. So whatever you say.
It's good. No, absolutely. I mean, that's a great question, especially here in Stockton. You know, we got food spots for sure. Our Mexican food community is huge out here.
Yeah.
Nena's Mexican cuisine out here, man. They're a staple. They have one original spot on 8th and B, but then one out here, right here by the arena on the water. Nena's Mexican food out here. They've been a staple in the community forever. That place right there, you can't go wrong. They have homemade tortillas. Homemade tortillas, man. It really set them apart.
Yeah.
Everyone talk about Nena's out here, man.
Right.
There's so many
That's
different
on the list. Tony, what
Absolutely.
does it mean to you being a 209 guy, to be part of the game experience here for the Stockton Kings, especially on a night like tonight where you celebrate the 209?
Absolutely, man. It means everything. It's a super humbling experience still. Like I've been here since the beginning, since the inaugural season. Being born and raised here in this community, this is a privilege to be able to be in this seat, to be able to actually impact community and be able to like bridge that gap. Because my background, I come from community work, and then I landed here, right? So this night is super important to me, to be able to just engage with the fans, give them some affordable family fun here. It's everything. It really changes the culture of this community.
Right.
Truly.
One of your jobs is to get the crowd hype here. How are you on camera, on mic versus off mic? Is the same guy back and forth both ways?
Absolutely. I mean, that's a good question.
Yeah.
I'm the same guy, but it definitely comes. I gotta put it on in a different way when I'm in front of this crowd.
Raise it up a little
Absolutely.
bit.
I gotta definitely kick it up a notch for sure. And that's one thing I've been fortunate about being able to just learn how to do here. Because especially like you said, these people know me from the community here. Majority, this is where they know me from. So when they come here, they're like, I was just at an event, hosting an event. It was like, you're the Kings guy. You do the Kings, or vice versa. I'm like, absolutely, that's me. They're like, oh my gosh, I didn't realize that was you till I seen your face, right? It is great though, and again, being in the community though, again, being able to just bridge the gap and be like, how can we bring community out here for these games? How can we bring young people out here that may have never had the opportunity or may not ever get the opportunity, right? To be able to bring young people that live on the north side of this city, and it's not a huge city. When I brought something out here downtown, they were like, "We have this arena. This is in our city." Like, absolutely. So it's
beautiful complex at the ball.
Yeah, absolutely. It's great. So like you said, same person, but like definitely have to navigate the spaces a little bit different when I'm on the camera on the stage versus having to be in more intimate spaces, working with community people one-on-one.
Tony Gladney, the Kings MC. Is it true, Tony? I hear things. I don't know. Is it true that Scott Fresh comes here and steals all your material?
You know. I let the master speak for me. You know. No, Scott has been such a great mentor to me in this space too. Again, when I came in under him, and he was one of the people from my auditions. I remember him and I talked. He was like, I knew from the moment you came out that you were going to be one of our guys. So and he's just been always available to me. Every time I go up to Sac, he's available. It's been a great time with him, working with him and Mo and everything. So it's been dope.
Let me ask you this, Tony. Do you ever get feedback from the fans like instantaneously? For instance, I've been in arenas where I've seen the hype person try to connect with fans, and you can tell sometimes it's falling flat. Has that ever happened to you, and how do you navigate that?
Yeah, I mean, this arena is a smaller arena, and then also too, like, we're 6 years in, but our community, I believe, we still are really learning what it means to like be a basketball community, to be a sports community. So to really come out here, like, one thing I noticed is that, especially in the beginning, fans are only responding when I said it. I'm like, make some noise, and if I'm like, all right, they're like, all right, we're quiet. We're done. Oh wait, no, the game is still close. Like, we still going. Like, we still got to keep it up, right? But again, it's been getting so much, just like even better. We're growing every year. There's so much more energy, and one of the best things I love to do is create like norms, right? Create these things that I'm doing all the time with the community, so they can expect that. Like in the beginning, now when we open up, I'm like, Stockton! on. And I just hear them start to roar. Where in the past, it was like they had to wait till I said make some noise, right? You know, so even like the fourth quarter, again, like this is the moment we've all been waiting for. People start getting on their feet and they start ringing the cowbells, right? So just really bringing the community in, because again, this is their experience.
You know, it's funny. I was going to ask you that question. As growing up, I'm from Sacramento. Growing up in Sacramento, we've always had the Kings since I've been alive, right? And now we're having the A's. I don't know if we can call them Sacramento A's. I call them Sacramento A's.
Sacramento, so why not, right?
But one of the questions, and you kind of spoke on it, but speak to it a little more, is this is homegrown for you. Yeah. How does it make you feel when you walk through the doors here compared to, you know, somewhere else or going to Sacramento? Like you're connecting because you're part of the Kings organization, but this has to be different, right?
Absolutely, man. And that's a great question. I love that question because this is different. This is home. These are my people.
Right. Yeah.
And I don't take that lightly for 1 second, whether it be an actual game out here in front of thousands of fans, whether I'm doing an assembly in front of hundreds of kids, or I'm reading a book to a class of 20 people. Right?
Yeah.
Like these are my people. These are people that I see everyday life. These are schools that I've gone to. These are people that I've worked with here in the community. Like it's very different. And again, not only is it G League, minor league, but it's also such a community-driven and relational-based community here in Stockton. So to be able to have these relationships already, or even just some more that are budding and that are pre-existing, like to be able to come here and say, now let's have some fun too.
Yeah.
Because this is such a working community. We're such a grinded out community. But like let's enjoy what we got here too, right here in our backyard, man. It's been such a special experience.
Tony Gladney is a Kings MC here in Stockton. One of the reasons we came down here, we heard about how much fun this particular team is. And I know the environment's great. As you say, the community is uplifted by what's going on here. But this particular team with these players, how much fun are they? How much easier did they make their job the way they played this year?
Oh, this team right here, like it's been making it a walk in the park in terms of just getting this crowd excited. Yeah. Again, we got like Dexter Dennis, who's always just a character. He's out here, he's going. People are always excited to see the two-way players. They get to know them. Mason Jones is just a fan favorite out here. So that right here, again, it brings people in the door, and then when we get them here, we have the experience also, right? People think they may be coming just for basketball, and they always leave like, it was a good time. Like, and again, just the proximity even with the players, like how close you can be with them. It's just been something that's just super special to us.
You got big hands. How's your game out here?
I was about to say, you got any skills?
You know, I hold the mic for a reason. But you know, I can get down a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I'm a leader.
Right.
But I definitely grew up in a family playing sports. For sure.
How'd you get to this point, man, in your career to get this job and to do this? Like, did you always have a knack for speaking and being that guy out there?
Yeah, no, that's a great question. You know, I've always just been a speaker. I've always been outspoken, and even like growing up in school, I would always get them notes on my report card, like great student, super engaging. Maybe just talk a little bit.
Me too, man. Me too.
One thing I appreciate is that my parents never was like, stop that, don't do that, right?
Yeah.
They just taught me how to like navigate that and where to put that space. And again, my background, as I touched on a little bit earlier, is in community, particularly youth development work. So I'm working with system impacted young people, probation care system, foster care, mental health care system, and I was doing this programming for over 2,000 young people in our city here. And when the Stockton Kings came to town, of course, they go where the buzz is at. They're trying to get in touch with the community. And I'll never forget, they were coming to our events, and I was hosting them. And the PR person at the time was like, "You're going to be our MC." And I was like, I don't even really know what that means. But like, okay, because like I was hosting events. I've been hosting basketball games and get people hyped since high school. That's what I've been doing.
Okay.
Absolutely. So when they came and they presented this opportunity, and it was an overwhelming amount of support for me to come into this space. And it kind of just really worked out super naturally. And again, I never had to give up my work with young people or my work with community, but instead I got to bridge the gap.
Tony, how would you say, you look at the G League, a lot of inspirational stories in the G League. I mean, it's Keon Ellis bobblehead night.
Right.
That's a great story. Isaac Jones. How does what's going on with this team in particular, the G League, reflect the spirit of this 209 community?
Absolutely. I mean, I think one, like you said, we just clinched playoffs. They're a hard team. They got grit, and that really just reflects this community, right? We like start. A lot of people start from the bottom here. They got to earn it, and I think this community definitely appreciates that. Our community identifies with that, and then also too, we got a community of winners. You know what I'm saying? This is gonna be our third year going to playoffs in a row, and hopefully we coming out with a chip this time.
Good stuff, Tony. What time you get on the mic? What's your first hit?
My first hit is going to be it's at like 7 o'clock, right before to get them. We're going to do our lights out. And then I come on for the pump up, and you're going to hear me saying, Stockton! That's what you're going to hear.
Yeah, all right, bet.
That's what's up, man.
Thank you, Tony.
Absolutely.
We appreciate it.
Appreciate y'all so much.
There.
Thank y'all so much for the time.
Yeah, we're back with more from the Stockton Arena Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Elk Grove Honda.
I'm meteorologist Heather Waldman in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. Breezy conditions continue Wednesday night into Thursday with gusts to 30 miles per hour. Afternoon temperatures in the mid-60s on Thursday with scattered showers. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA News and the KCRA app.
At Elk Grove Honda, we've acquired some of the best pre-owned cars we can find. Whether you purchase a new Honda or a like-new pre-owned Honda, Elk Grove Honda has the right Honda at the right price. In the Elk Grove Auto Mall, Highway 99 and Elk Grove Boulevard, or elkgrovehonda.com.
I gotta get an Elk Grove Honda.
Door. And that's why I proudly recommend National Garage Door. Whitey Gleason here for National Garage Door. 916-638-4554. Whether you're looking to repair an existing door or get a brand new one installed, or maybe you got an emergency situation, or you need a brand new door, well, then you got to get to National Garage Door. Family owned and operated. They've been around since 1974 because service is their number one priority. National Garage Door are the region's BSE, broken spring experts. Styles, prices, quality of the new doors, going to surprise you. And yes, it's true. Our garage door was starting to sound. So we had to call somebody. And there's no one better to call than National Garage Door. Kevin from National Garage Door came out. He said, we can patch this one up. It's an option. We said, no, we're getting the new garage door, and we're very glad we did. It's sensational. National Garage Door sells quality Rainer branded garage doors. They offer sales, service, and installation on all residential and commercial doors and operators. So if you have garage door needs, old ones coming apart, or you're looking to improve your curb appeal, let National Garage Door come through for you in the clutch and be your closer. 916-638-4554. That is National Garage Door.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with the Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
T-Mobile home internet is all about speed, value.
What you doing, Zach?
There are so many benefits. You got to talk fast.
T-Mobile home internet ranks #1 in customer satisfaction for home wireless internet by J.D. Power.
Wow, you are good.
Try singing it. T-Mobile has price lock.
They won't raise your rate on internet.
Hulu and Paramount Plus on there.
Get T-Mobile home internet all in for just $55 a month with auto pay and any postpaid voice line. Additional terms apply for J.D. Power 2024 award information. Visit jdpower.com/awards.
Mike Rowe here with a quick question. Is your concrete sinking? Whether it's your driveway, sidewalk, or patio, those uneven surfaces are not just ugly, they're dangerous. That's where Groundworks comes in. They use state-of-the-art concrete lifting solutions to prevent tripping hazards, and they're the best at what they do. Schedule your free inspection at groundworks.com/row. And while you're there, check out my latest dirty job. It's a good one.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
It's Carmichael Dave talking to you about my good friends at American Energy. You're in the Sacramento area. You know how the seasons work. They are a-changing right now. So American Energy wants to help you stay warm for the rest of the cold season, but help you stay cool during the warm season. Best way to do that, make sure your system is operating safely. So right now is the time to take advantage of half off a tune-up, $24.50. They cut that right in half, and if you want a diagnostic, guess what? You can't beat free. If it's free, it's me, and now it can be you. And also, it's the end of the season blowout. $4,000 off a new system plus any rebates. That $4,000, that's a direct drop from the sticker price. It's a great deal. Check them out at theaeway.com or an instant quote, or give them a call at 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990. Tell them your good buddy Carmichael Dave sent you.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
Live and it's the Drive Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/SacktownSports1140.
Or listen on the Sacktown Sports app.
Oh, wrapping things up here from the Stockton Arena. But that's great for us because we got some Stockton Kings basketball.
Yeah, we got to get down on the court down there. Watch these boys warm up. Get ready. Let me see who out there. See if Mason Jones out there yet. No, I don't see him.
Is Sioux Fall out there?
Yeah, Sioux Fall out there. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
man.
Sky Force.
Want to thank everybody for, first of all, thank you for
Scow's out there.
being with us today.
Scow
Thanks for
Lipisier.
listening, and thank you to everybody with the Stockton Kings for having us out here, and thanks to Ramsey keeping us on the air, RJ, and thank you as always, Jay. And we'll be back tomorrow night at the Golden One Center. Kings taking on the Portland Trail Blazers, and once again, Drapes, as you know, another big game tomorrow.
Must win tomorrow, Whitey. You got to keep the Dallas Mavericks and Phoenix Suns at bay, big fella. And, you're better than the Blazers in the standings. You got to win this one tomorrow.
Yeah. Phoenix Suns I think they got Boston tonight, don't they?
Yeah, but no Tatum. I think Tatum's out because of that ankle. Yeah, so, but still, Celtics should win that game.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah, that'll help. Every little bit
Yep,
helps.
yep.
Yeah. As we head down the home stretch here, today is March 26th, and it's time for Whitey's Wayback Machine Quiz, which is brought to you by Lee's Air, Plumbing, and Heating. Got some good matches this week.
Yeah. What was it? A tie last time, right? So I keep the belt.
Yeah.
I keep
All right.
the belt.
So you're up first today, Drapes, and here's what we have for you. We have 1962, 1972, 1973, 1974,
Man.
1979, and 2000. 2000.
Wasn't even born for none of these.
I know. Multiple choice for you, Jay. Excuse me, for you, Drake. All right. What stadium was demolished by implosion on this date in 2000 in just 17.6 seconds? Was it the Minneapolis Metrodome, the Seattle Kingdome, or the Houston Astrodome?
Give me the Seattle Kingdome, baby, for the win.
That was easy. He was up there. He was already up there.
Work up there, right there.
Good choice, 2000, 1-0. Over to you, Jay. 62, 72, 73, 74, 79.
62.
1962. It is a closest two.
Let Drapes go first.
Hey, Al Draper, born on this date, 1962. We're in Stockton. Hall of Famer John Stockton.
Oh, okay.
The NBA's all-time leader in assists and steals. What was the highest points per game average for a single season in John Stockton's career? Highest points per game. He did it 2 times. 20. 20?
Hell nah.
What do you think, Jay?
19.
17.2.
Yeah, he wasn't even close
like 19 point something. 17.2. All right.
1990 and 91, 17.2. Jay ties.
I was going to say 15.
Right here. 1-1. Over to Draper. 72, 73, 74, 79.
74.
1974. On this date in 1974, who scored 64 points in a game?
Damn.
Joining Wilt and Elgin Baylor as the only players to score that many in an NBA contest at that time. Jerry West, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Rick Barry. This date, 1974. 64 points, joining Wilt and Elgin Baylor at the time as the only players to score that many in an NBA contest. Jerry West, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Rick Barry.
Rick Barry.
Rick Barry's
correct. Friend of the show. I was going to say friend of the show.
correct.
Man, that was a good one. I actually knew that one.
2-1. Over to Jay. 72, 73, 79, Jay.
79.
Oh, 1979. This date, 1979. Magic leads Michigan State past Indiana State for the NCAA title, 75-64. One of the most famous games in college basketball history. Jay, where was the game played?
Oh, man.
Salt Lake City, Minneapolis, or Phoenix?
Minneapolis.
Not correct.
Oh.
Kyle Draper, where was the game played? Magic and Michigan State over Larry and Indiana State this date, 1979. Salt Lake City or Phoenix?
Salt Lake City.
Correct.
Are you serious?
He's got it.
Are you serious? Salt Lake City got the championship?
City.
Oh, my goodness.
This dude is.
What's wrong with NCAA? They crazy for going out there.
When I saw that today, Jay, I was
Yeah,
like,
what? Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
right. All right, Drapes leading 3-1.
It's coming my way. Don't worry about it.
We got them out. 1972 and we got 1973.
73. Great year.
1973. Phil Walt, We miss you, Bill.
Okay.
This State 73 leads UCLA to the NCAA title. I'm going to guess Emory doesn't know this one. 81-76 over Memphis. Stretching UCLA's championship streak to how many consecutive years?
And what year are we doing here?
1973. Bill Walton leading UCLA. And you know what? This was I should have given you the option here of making Jay go first. So you can still, I'll still give you that option.
All right,
that's my mistake.
first.
I didn't put the asterisk by it. Yeah. Because you would have given it.
I would have said Jay go first.
What do you think, Jay? Bill Walton leads UCLA to the NCAA title, 81-76 over Memphis. Stretching UCLA's championship streak to how many consecutive years?
9?
9.
Oh, I thought I had it.
Drapes? 8. The answer is
7.
7.
I was going to say
60.
7.
So they started at 66 or 6? Yeah, 66.
And they didn't win the next year.
Yeah,
So that was the answer. 7.
I thought they won 9.
Yeah.
8 or 9. Yeah.
Thank you.
Bill was the last one, right?
Yeah, that was.
I think they had early. I think won 10 like earlier.
Yeah. Because what? Kareem won 3, and then Walton didn't they change it? By the time Walton, he could play as a freshman. Then
I think
yes.
3 and then 4.
I think so. Yeah, he changed as a freshman. Yeah.
Steve Patterson in the middle of those two guys.
Oh, really? In the middle there?
They used to win all the time.
Yeah.
Congratulations. That's a good match.
It was 66. I thought it was 64.
Yes. Now we got enough time to talk about tonight.
64. Who won 64?
64?
Is that USF or no?
That was 50s, right?
56
NCAA basketball championship. I got you right here, big fella.
All right. 64.
Champion. Hold up. Final 4. Come on now.
Now would UCLA beat Michigan? Maybe
You might be right. Yeah. No, that was Duke UCLA.
UCLA.
98-83. UCLA over Duke.
All right.
And they used to do a third place game. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
Yeah.
I remember that. Consolation game.
So who won 65? Because then UCLA didn't win.
65?
Yeah, who won 65? I thought you were right there. Because if Bill and them started 66, UCLA won in 64, that means somebody won in 65.
What year?
65.
65? You put me on the spot here, bro.
It's all right. We got technology.
Checking your wiki skills.
Yeah. 1965 NCAA champion was UCLA. They won it in 65 also.
So then wait, something ain't right.
What? No, but they lost it in 66.
Was it 66 at UTEP?
No, that was that? Yeah, that was.
Anyway.
That was Kentucky UTEP in 66.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
And
right.
then they started winning.
Started in 67. Okay. All right.
There we go.
I'm like, something ain't right. Something don't feel right. Hold on now. I knew something wasn't right, man.
So we got,
Hey.
yeah, the tournament resuming tomorrow.
Oh, we got the same Dixon. My God.
I didn't even see that.
Same thing. Okay.
Man.
I see you. Oh, man.
Oh, hold on, Aaron. We on air. Hold on, Rick.
Yeah, we're not sorry, big fella. We get the details here for tonight.
So you got the same shoes as the director of basketball?
Yes. That's you know, us high rollers roll in the same circles.
All right, what's your keys to tonight's game, Drapes?
Hey, I'll tell you what. The Stockton Kings got some fire uniforms they're wearing tonight. Whitey, I don't know if you could tell. You can't see them, but they got the special. Look at the shorts right there.
Yeah.
They're like the teal blue or something like that. So I'm going to say Mason Jones, 34.5 points. I'm setting the over and under. I'm going over for Mason Jones tonight, baby.
Yeah, they got the special. The Stockton Kings do. They have the special 209 tribute jerseys. Somebody in the chat said something about a coyote, but no, it's actually
on there, right?
I believe it's an elk.
Elk, right? Yeah. I wonder if they got that on sale. I might have to go cop some of those for the kids. Go buy a Stockton Kings jersey.
And I know I speak for you, Drapes, and I don't have to. You can speak for yourself here, but we really appreciate the Stockton Kings having us out here.
Yeah, this is great, man. It's a family fun environment. They've been totally hospitable. We're going to have a great night down here.
Yeah, and we're back with you tomorrow from the Gold One Center. Thanks for listening to The Drive, guys. Stick around. Golf to Go is next on Sacktown Sports.
Patrick was way behind on his IRS taxes.
I was in way over my head. The
total amount ended up being somewhere just over $30,000. $30,000.
Then the IRS came to collect.
Started getting letter after letter. A lien had been filed against me. They were going to basically hang me completely out to dry.